Hello, hello. Good evening.
I almost missed my own stream start time. It's like I'm just sitting here. It's like, yep. That sure sounds like the sound is like, you know, running out. I should press start. And then I almost didn't do it. Anyway, here we are. Oh, Genshin and Lost Ark. Ah, yeah. Those are probably going to be with you for quite a long time now. I mean, as long as they're fun, that's good. As long as they're fun, that's great. I haven't actually touched... I can't talk. I haven't actually touched Lost Ark again because I have to reinstall it all again, right? After... It's been over a month now since Steam did that weird thing where it deinstalled everything, but to be fair, to some extent it was actually good because that like just meant that a bunch of games that I had installed for a really long time that I never continued anyway are just like gone now. So if I really wanted to try them again, I'd have to reinstall them first. So it has a few good things. But yeah, Highway Blossoms, this technically, like it says on Steam that it's a remastered version already. I have no clue about this game, none whatsoever. I have played Heart in the Woods, so the second, or like the game that came after this one. They don't have anything to do with each other lore-wise or like story-wise at all. It's just the same people who worked on it. All I know is that I think we go on a road trip. I think. I'm not even sure of that. It's just, I've owned it for quite a while. Because it was always recommended as like, ooh, yay, here's a visual novel, it's gay, it's an indie game, you should try it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like something I'd enjoy. Can't say Lost Ark is nice to casual players and players even less friendly to oh no, that doesn't sound fun. Also, to be fair, I have my go-to MMO. I have my go-to MMO, that is Final Fantasy XIV. I finally actually finished like the Endwalker main story, like 6.0's storyline. I'm really hoping to like fully jump back into the game, but time is so hard to have. And time for an MMO feels like it's really hard to actually get. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this one. Also, apparently there's voiced stuff in there because I saw a setting that was like, hi, you can set different characters' voices to this and that sound. I'm like, huh, so it has voice acting? Good evening! How are you doing? Hello! Whoa! That was quick. I feel like it might be a little too loud though. Editing. You guys couldn't find a different, I don't know, nicer looking font? If you only put 1 hour at a time into a game. Yeah, right? Well, that's a lot of people on the art. The music ends, the cassette clicks to a stop. I've listened to it so many times I've even memorized the placement of the static from the song's original broadcasts. I'm worried that Dak might eventually eat the tape, but it never happened to him no matter how many times he played the damn thing, so I'm not too scared. It used to drive me crazy. Every day he played it over and over again. Sure, he would throw in something different after a few loops, but soon enough he'd switch back and the cycle would repeat itself. Sometimes I think he would do it just to mess with me. I would be in the bag in bed, smothering a pillow over my head to block out the music. He would just turn it up louder, even during all-nighters. That was so like him. Even near the end, when we had to finally settle down, he was still pulling that kind of crap. I'd come home from school sometimes and the police would be at the door because the entire block had called in a noise complaint. He said it was because he was hard of hearing, but I know he did it just to get a rise out of the old grouches who lived nearby. I think that was his worst fear, ending up just another bitter sack of bones. So he did everything in his power to be the exact opposite right up until the end. Of course, that meant I would always deal with the fallout. I can't imagine what the neighbors thought seeing a little girl go door to door apologizing because some old man decided it would be funny to put plastic flamingos all over their award-winning lawns. I wish I had plastic flamingos on my award-winning lawn. I can't help but smile just a little, even if it does hurt. I take a sip of my coffee. Outside, a heat haze shimmers over the never-ending oceans of sand. So much desert. Even Roswell was just rock, sand, and a few shacks. All alien-themed, of course. Didn't see any UFOs, though. I'm not used to how dry everything is. Even if the AC on high enough to rip up my eyebrows, I'm still all sweaty. Guess that's what happens when you laze around in snowy Colorado for a decade. In that regard, the desert is a nice change of scenery. I don't exactly hate it. New sights are nice, especially since his health didn't allow him to do a lot of traveling when I was a little girl. I could see myself getting used to this. Well, maybe in another 15 years when I have everything paid off. Ooh. Damn it, Amber, snap out of it. You can worry about that later. This isn't your trip, so stop being so selfish. It's not your trip? Whose trip is it then? I push the eject button. I take the tape out and look it over, probably for the 20th time today. Marina's thoughts updated. Oh, okay. Whatever that means. Years worth of brown stains and greasy fingerprints are smudged all over, making it feel grimy to the touch. It still works like a charm, though. There are more cassettes in the glove compartment, a mixture of mine and his. Mostly his. Cassette tapes, man. I do still own a few, but most of the cassettes that I have are like children's series that I listened to as a child. Because by the time I was I was aware enough of actively listening to music, as an early teen, a preteen, we had CDs. I'm not that old, so we had everything on CDs. If you wanted to listen to music, you had CDs already. You didn't really have cassette tapes at the time anymore. I should just play one of those and get it over with. My hand gravitates towards the latch. It would be okay, right? No. I snatch my hand away from the latch and flip the tape over. Once again, I find myself staring. With a sigh, I stick it back into the deck. I reach towards the play button, taking another look to see if the road is still clear. Like always, Excuse me? Did someone really just ran by my car that I'm actively driving? I slam on the brakes, a shriek piercing my skull. A glance at my rearview mirror shows a girl cringing next to an ancient-looking car, covering her ears as I screech down the road. Making a U-turn of dubious legality, I pull up in front of her car, killing the motorhome's engine. Oh my god. CDs already came with song selection. Right! Oh! Hello! Hello! Good evening! Hi, Larry! Welcome, Raiders! Thank you so much! Good evening! Hi! I'm new. I like the color pink. Visual novels and RPGs, and we're currently playing Highway Blossoms. We just got started on it. Thank you so much for coming back. And thank you for the Christianity and also a Pikachu for the Raiders. Pikachu! Pika! Pikachu! Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Hello. I see you were playing Garden Paws. I don't know what that is, but it sounds fun. Well, yeah, Highway Blossoms. Yes. I have no clue what's going to happen. I've played the other game that the studio made, but I haven't played this one yet, so I have no clue what's happening. You're crazy for you, Pikachu. Thank you. Hello, it's a super cute casual gardening sim. Ooh, I love gardening. Well, I love gardening in games. I'm not actually into gardening like IRL at all. Like I like looking at nice plants, but that's it. I don't try to do that myself because I would just fail. But you're cute animals, man. That sounds fun. You've been meaning to play this. You're playing Heart of the Woods right now. Ah, I have played Heart of the Woods before. Some years ago now, I think. So I've had this one in my library for a long fucking time. Never actually getting around to doing it. So we're going to do it now. We just took a U-turn. Marina's a treasure and I love her. Oh. I don't know which one of them is Marina yet. I don't even know her name yet. You love the double ears? Actually, it's triple ears. I have 3 ears right, 3 sets of ears right now. Soon, yes, soon. We just took a U-turn because we passed someone by who was screaming. I guess that makes more sense. We passed her by. And that's why we heard the scream. That makes more sense than someone actually running by my car. You can hear 3 times as well? I hope so. I hope so. I hope I didn't shield my eyes from the blazing New Mexico sun. Only now do I realize how precious the AC really is. Yeah, where's my... There it is. Oh, hello! It doesn't take more than several steps before the girl comes bouncing up to me with a look of relief.
Oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you! I was starting to think no one would ever stop.
Ah, there is voice acting. I did not think there was voice acting. That means I don't have to kill my voice as much. Great! With each word, she gets a little closer until we're finally within touching distance of each other. Her smiling face now filling my entire field of vision. Her bright auburn hair is done into a girlish side tail, glistening beneath specks of sweat. Standing out in the heat has made her round pale cheeks a sun-kissed red, but she still looks put together, like the desert would sooner melt her than do any real damage to her looks. It got it as a patch! Oh, that's cool. It's a good thing that I'm only playing it now then. Hehe. To add even more years, oh no. What other years do you want? Where would we even put any more years? I almost feel embarrassed to be in front of someone who dresses so cutely, her frilly green top and skirt putting my red t-shirt and khakis to shame. Bear ears. Oh. Yeah, I was actually thinking of squirrel ears because I love squirrels, but I was like, would you even, like, are those a shape that is really recognizable? But maybe. It's all brought together by one thing though, her eyes. They're blue, vividly blue, deep and rich, complementing the traces of her misty perfume as she gets closer and closer. How close is she going to get? Too close. Too close! Too close. I scrambled back and coughed, trying to hide any awkwardness.
No problem.
Oh, okay, so we're Amber. What's she doing out here alone, driving through? Hell, is she even alone? That's a good question. I peer off into the plains on the side of the road, half expecting a guy to pop up from his hiding place now that some idiot has fallen for their trap. That idiot being me, of course. But, much to my surprise, no one does. Instead, the girl continues to stare at me, smiling as she patiently waits for my response. I glance behind her, focusing on her car.
So what's the issue? Your car break
Oh, you know what I really like about the top? The funny little triangle cut out. That's really cute. You're here to lurk. If only say thank you. I hope you have fun as well.
I think so, yeah.
You think so?
I was driving and I just kind of...
Stop.
Stopped.
Yeah.
My car is not moving anymore, so did it break down? Maybe. She lowers her head in shame, eyes fixated on her feet, kicking the dust around her.
I'm not much of a car buff, but I can take a look at it.
Her head pops back up and life returns to her eyes.
Oh, wow! Could you?
Yeah. But like I said, I'm not much of a car buff, so maybe I cannot actually tell you what's wrong with it.
Yeah. Can't promise that I can do anything, but I can at least check it out. That'd be great.
Alright, first
The
things
tumbleweed! There it goes. This thing looks even older than my motorhome. It was probably a nice car once upon a time, but with a dented grille, multiple scratches and faded murky green color, it's hard to believe such a cute girl was driving it. I slide into the fabric seat and start the ignition. I don't know too much about how the stuff works, just enough to keep the motorhome from giving out, but I can't imagine it's too significant of an issue. Probably just a dead battery or... no gas. A single car passes by, cooling us with a refreshing gust of wind, sprinkled with dirt and sand.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, did you actually put any gas in your car? Is this a joke?
Oh no, did I break it?
No, it's just out of gas.
What? No way!
No way!
Dad said I should have filled up before I left.
Is she for real? Why is this girl in the middle of nowhere by herself? As if trying to force all the ideas into the center of her brain, the girl grabs her head and whines under her breath.
Ah, man, and I didn't charge my phone either. What am I gonna do?
Well, you could try and push it towards the next gas station. Depending on if that is a feasible thing to do. You know, depending on how far away it is. I'd offer her mine, but I've never had a cell phone in my life. Ooh, okay. Seems like you'd have to be pretty absent-minded to forget that, though. She whines once more and turns to me.
Hey, this might seem a little weird,
Oh no.
but could you take me somewhere nearby so I can get some gas?
Yeah. And what do you know? She actually did it.
How long did you say you've been stuck out here?
I don't know. A few hours, maybe? I've been trying to wave down everyone who drives by, but you were the first to stop.
Yeah, but that's because you screamed. You weren't even waving, you were just screaming.
Hold on, everyone?
Yep.
This heat must have fried her brain. Does she have any idea how dangerous that is?
That's probably not a good idea, you know.
She cocks her head to the side and gives me a look of genuine curiosity. Like it wasn't obvious or something.
Huh? Why?
Because there's bad people out there.
Well, you know. A cute young girl alone in the middle of the desert? It's just asking for trouble.
Did you just call me cute?
But you're a cute young
Oh.
girl alone in the middle of a desert?
Yo!
What?
Her comeback takes me off guard and I turn away a little, avoiding eye contact.
Yeah, but that's different.
A smile returns to her face, the same bright one that she showed me when I first pulled over. I'm still avoiding eye contact, but she leans over to the direction I'm looking and continues to smile.
So, do you think you can give me a ride?
I don't know.
Please! It shouldn't take very long.
This girl, it's like she didn't even listen to what I said. Still, better me than some psycho. Besides, it's not like a small detour will make me late or anything.
I guess it's fine.
Fuck yeah, dude! Yo!
I'm not in a rush anyway.
Before we even finish, she's springing off the ground, bouncing to the motorhome.
Hey, wait!
You're not stuck in the middle of the desert. You were still driving. Right. Like, I have gas in my tank. But it's already far too late as she somehow made her way into the motorhome before its owner, even finding the time to give me a small wave from the passenger seat.
Hey, wait!
But it's already far too... Wait. That's just the same line again. I heave a heavy sigh, rubbing my temple as I climb back up into the driver's seat. The key is still dangling in the ignition. I wrench it around and the motorhome roars to life, forcing a surprised squeak out of the girl.
By the way, my name is Marina. Thank you so much for helping me out.
No problem.
Amber, don't mention it.
Careful not to hit her car, I back the RV up and turn it around, sending us in my original direction. There we go! Now we know her name! I reach for the play button on the cassette player, finally giving in to temptation, but Marina starts up again.
Why aren't we going the other way? Wasn't there a station a little ways back?
It was more than a little ways back. I I saw a sign a few miles ago that said there was a station not too far from here. So we're going there.
Oh wow, I didn't even see that. You're really observant.
You should look at signs when you drive, yes. Yeah, you oh, you're just really oblivious.
Not really.
Silence falls between us, the roaring of the engine and swishing of the wind from outside being the only sounds. I take that as my cue and reach for the cassette player once more, finally give...
How do you even drive this thing? It's huge!
You press on the accelerator as you would with any other vehicle. Marina spreads her arms out like an eagle unfurling its wings, almost bopping me on the head in the process. I clear my throat and grab her arm out from the air, gently placing it on her lap.
It's not that bad. You get used to it.
Honestly, the driving is the easiest part. The hard part about big cars or anything that goes, you know, beyond like the normal thing is the parking and going and getting through small, like either streets or in between the other cars and stuff. That's the worst part. Actually driving on some kind of completely empty road in the middle of the desert, that is perfect for a big fucking truck. RV, whichever word you want to call this thing. She tilts her head to the side and gives a light grunt as if saying that's so, and return to the silence of before. Again, I reach for the cassette player.
So what are you doing out here? Are you going camping? Seems like what you're doing is fun.
I take a deep breath and hold it on as long as possible before letting it out.
Just traveling. What about you? Why are you out here?
Oh, well, it's kinda silly.
She scratches her head and lets out an embarrassed laugh before staring at her feet. She quiets down and surprisingly stays quiet. Well, looks like that worked. I reach for the cassette player one last time. I stop for a moment to look at the glove compartment, then Marina, who looks lost in thought. Finally, I press play. Do I get the intro now? I do not. Huh. I feel like this would have been a perfect place to put like the intro thingy for it. If the game has a intro cutscene, the whatever video. A pleasant little chime greets me as I enter the station, Marina trailing closely behind. The drive was quiet after I turned the music on. Turning the tables on her and asking what she was doing out there seemed to throw her off. I didn't mean to come off as cold as I did. It's just been ages since I've had a conversation beyond accepting some half-hearted condolences, though to be fair, I haven't really wanted to hold one. The guy behind the counter is busy ringing someone up, so I set out in search of a gas can. The store is one of those big mini-mart places made specifically for travelers. It's surprisingly clean for a place surrounded by sand. Every corner has an unnatural sanitary shine accompanied by the scent of citrus cleaning product.
Hey, they have cola flavor here.
I turn and find Marina clutching the slushy machine, her eyes widening like a cat's when tented with yarn.
Don't most gas stations have it?
Oh, you don't get No. We don't have slushy machines at gas stations. The only places I know that actually have slushy machines is one specific cinema that I've been to recently. And for whatever reason, like when you go swimming, some of those places will have slushy machines, but they're not that common here. She shakes her head but doesn't take her eyes off the machine.
All the places back home only had cherry and raspberry. When we got sick of them, we just had to mix them together.
Ooh.
But...
Marina finally turns to me, wearing a face of pure, concentrated sadness. Please don't tell me you don't have any money.
I left it in the car.
Couldn't you have said that a little earlier? It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Just looking at her, I can feel my heart break. Wait a second.
How were you expecting to pay for the gas?
I don't know.
Ah.
I just remembered.
How did she last 5 minutes out in the desert?
Fine, I guess I'll pay for
It's a
it.
good thing you met up with me because I'm nice and will help you and fall in love with you, maybe, possibly, what? I mean,
Really?
Yeah. And grab yourself one of those slushies too.
Wow, we're really nice.
But make it a small
But make it a small one. Her pure concentrated sadness melts into pure concentrated happiness.
You're the best, Amber.
Yeah, for sure. She grabs a cup and holds down the button until the slushy overflows and drips down the side. Oh no. I was going to pay for the gas anyway, but I'm hoping the drink makes up for the drive over. I spot the gas cans and with Marina happily sipping her drink, grab one and head for the counter. The guy at the register is still ringing up the same girl. Lines of flimsy plastic bags line the counter, filled with a mixture of off-brand junk food and gardening tools. Well, at least she seems to be wearing clothes that are better suited for the desert. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she will get a very, very horrible sunburn on her stomach. He scans the items as the girl digs through her wallet, her bandana-wrapped head pressing a phone against her shoulder.
Aren't you supposed to be the badass mechanic? What good are you if you're not?
Ooh. She She swipes out a card and hands it to the cashier, more interested in staring at her nails than looking at him.
Who the hell would I know? Have the score check underneath if you're so curious.
On the other end of the line, I can hear the faintest of squabbling. I can make out anything they're saying, but the tone sounds worlds more tolerable than the girls.
If it's that old, then I say do it. Cash is cash. It's not like anyone's gonna care. You better not take as long as last time, though.
Okay.
I'll be waiting for you.
This
slackers
sounds...
outside.
I don't know what you're doing, but it sounds a little bit illegal. The girl slips her phone back into the crevices of a dangerously unzipped jumpsuit. What little clothing she has on underneath looks like it's going to burst from the slightest movement. Not my type, especially with that personality, but it's hard for me to do anything other than stare. The attendant reaches out to help with the bags, but the girl snaps them away before he can. She shoots him with a heated glare that burns straight through the man into the wall behind him. Turning around, the girl looks at us for a second before rolling her eyes, then marches out the door, the bags weighing her down as they nearly scrape the ground. Wow, how much stuff did she buy? Yeah, definitely not my type.
Good luck.
Good luck! Marina and I set the can and nearly empty slushy on the counter.
Will that be all?
She already drank most of the slushy before even paying for it. Lovely. I actually... One second. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, we're good now. When I was a kid, you know how sometimes parents will buy food for the children? As a child, I was never allowed to actually eat it before we paid for it. But I see so many people with little children where they will just already be munching on pretzels or whatever that they're going to buy. And it's like, if your child is fast enough and they eat it before you even pay for it, technically you could just go, oh yeah, we're only going to buy like 2 because one of them they already ate. And I'm always like, I always waited until it was actually paid for when I was a kid.
Yeah, sorry for more boring than that other girl.
The attendant hacks out a dry cackle and scans the gas can. He flicks his oily ponytail behind the shoulder and then rings up Marina's drink.
And a lot of folks passing through and stocking up the past few days. It's been a good change of pace.
That's nice.
I'm guessing that's why you girls are here too.
Marina eases in towards the counter, nudging herself tightly between me and the rack, her hands creeping over to the slushy.
For what? I'm just heading out to California.
I don't know where California is. If I don't end up driving myself insane first.
You mean you don't know?
What? The attendant freezes, forgetting about the scanner in his hand. Blinding red light beams from it onto my chest.
About what?
Why, the treasure.
What treasure? Marina's hand stops just shy of grabbing the cup.
Treasure?
Clerk's chubby face morphs into a grin.
You telling me that you girls haven't heard of the treasure in the journal?
No.
I have.
Okay, we do, apparently. I frown, embarrassed. Marina looks at the floor again, her cheeks flushing red. I guess she's always just as forward.
Oh, well, I heard about it on the news. It's kind of why I drove down here.
You drove out into the middle of the desert for treasure? Sorry, but you've lost me.
Not just any treasure, Missy.
Hmm.
The miner's treasure.
The miner's treasure. He says it like that should clarify what he meant. I stare at him. He stares back. Marina sips the last dregs of her slushie.
You honestly don't know.
No, I don't.
Not a clue. Are you gonna change that?
A little feisty, ain't you?
Not really. Just have stuff to do.
Yeah. Now I want a slushie.
A little while back,
Or boba.
some folks were going
Boba would
through all
also
the
be
trash
fun.
in their garage. As fate would have it, they came across an old journal.
Thank you for the hydrate time.
Turns out the thing belonged to their great uncle. Or maybe it was their great grandfather. I don't know. Some dead old man.
I cut him off with a cough, a polite hint for him to either get on with it or quit his yammering. Despite apparently knowing all this, Marina continues to stay focused with rapt attention. Sometimes the drink makes an annoying, slurping sound again.
Sorry. I'll try keeping it short. Anyway, after flipping through it, they found out
Ooh.
that he'd struck it rich during the gold rush.
If he struck it rich, then wouldn't the family know about it?
No, maybe he
They
hid
have to
it.
be pretty well off, right?
Oh, I can answer that. He went back home to Missouri without any gold and told all his friends he hid it.
By now the slushie's all gone. Marina tries for one last sip, but all that's sucked through the straw is air. She peers down into the cup and blows out a small sigh.
No one believed him, though.
Oh. I raise an eyebrow. If even this girl knows about it, then I must be more out of the loop than I thought.
Well now, looks like Sister here has been doing her research.
Mm-hmm. The attendant leans into the counter and smirks.
Story goes, he wanted to eventually move his family out west and
Oh
dig his
no.
gold back up along the way, but kicked it before he could.
He slides a stump along his neck and makes a cheesy sound effect to go with it. Marina giggles, but he just keeps staring.
The folks that found the journal ended up selling it to some hotshot publisher.
Ah.
Now everyone wants to retrace his steps and find the treasure. Shipments have been selling like hotcakes.
Oh,
Just got ours last week.
wait, so now there's copies of the book? Oh, yeah, there is. He points to a rack of identical books sitting by the door. A sign hanging above it reads, Treasure of the Desert, a miner's journey. Take part in a new gold rush. Yeah, that'll stick in people's hats.
And people are really buying into this.
Of course.
Sure are. I've worked here for over 20 years, and never have I seen this many people passing through. Even the Banshee before you was here for
The
some
Banshee.
supplies and journal.
She wasn't that bad. Sure, okay. This is a hoax if I've ever seen one.
And where is this supposed treasure?
No one knows. It's all scattered around the desert.
Hmm.
They say the journal has hints to its whereabouts.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't sound very...
Marina, you said this is why you
You
live
know.
out here.
It's like, treasure. I'm going to be searching for it because of this girl I randomly picked up, aren't I?
Yep, that's right.
But you don't really believe the treasure exists, do you?
Sure I do.
She pauses to think.
At least, I want
To an extent.
But wouldn't it be super cool if there was treasure?
It would, yes.
Sure, it would be cool. But there's a good chance there isn't. And even if there were, do you know where to start looking?
No.
No, not really. I never got that far. I don't even have a copy of the journal.
So you just drove into the middle of fucking nowhere? She lowers her head like she knows there's a good chance what I'm saying is true.
But I have to try.
Her voice is soft and quiet, but there's a faint glow of determination behind it. It makes me feel ashamed for scolding, but the idea that she dropped everything for treasure is insane. To her credit, she did a little research, but that's cancelled out by driving into the desert without a full tank of gas. She wasn't prepared at all. The people who care about her must be worried sick. I barely even know her and I'm worried.
Aw, don't be too hard on her, Missy. After all, who could resist a good treasure hunt?
He looks to Marina and gives a big gummy grin, courtesy of his missing teeth.
Ain't that right, sister?
Marina springs back with a smile of her own.
That's right.
Rolling my eyes, I reach into my pocket and pass some crumpled bills to the clerk.
Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, maybe you are going to see it. He shrugs and stuffs the cash in a register, though now I'm just paying for the tank in an empty cup. I pocket the change. I give a cash away from the exit. That should be good enough, thank you. Marina follows, though a bit more animated, waving her arm like a fan as she says goodbye.
Oh, and sister?
Yeah?
You go ahead and take one of them drinks.
For free?
Free of charge.
Ooh!
Nice.
Marina lights up like a firecracker and bounces up and down like she's a kid again.
Yup.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Mister?
That's really sweet. In one swift motion, she swipes one of the remaining books off the rack so fast that I swear my eyes are skipping frames.
Hey, Amber, look. He gave me one for free.
Yeah, I see it.
I tune out her chattering and nod as we walk out to the parking lot so we can finally get the fuel. The attendant shouts one last thing, his voice fading behind the glass of the closing door.
Good luck on your trip.
Thank you. Desert people are weird.
Oh my god, hello! Hi, Jolly. Thank you so much for the raid. Good evening. Hi, how y'all doing? I'm new. I like the color pink, visual novels, and JRPGs, and we're currently playing Highway Blossoms. This is our first time playing it. We just got started. Thank you for the Christianity, and also Pikachu for the Raiders. Pikachu! Pega. Pikachu!
That's a lot of ears, isn't it?
Maybe it's further up.
It's so I can
the
hear
road?
better. How are you doing? How was your stream? You were playing. I know you were playing Minecraft today early on, didn't you? Weren't you?
I can't believe it. It's gone.
We could have just passed it.
Oh no, is her car gone?
We weren't even away that long. How can it be gone?
You think they stole her car? We said the empty space that once housed a certain ugly green car. You saw with Minecraft, you didn't feel it. Ah, that's understandable.
Well, I hope you still had fun with the just chatting.
I look in every conceivable direction, but there's nothing. Nothing but an ocean of sand and a never-ending stretch of road. Was it Toad? No, not out here. Not this quick.
Where the hell did it go?
Whoa!
Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they stole it. Marina's hand rests against her cheek as she looks on with only mild confusion, like she's trying to solve a small mystery. What did you have in there? Aside from your wallet that you forgot in the car? Probably some kind of belongings, a change of clothes, hopefully, some food.
Your car is missing!
That's more than a little.
Deep breaths, Amber.
Well, it's actually my
Oh.
big brother's car. He just lent it to me when he left for college.
That's worse.
Oh, well, that makes everything better then.
Really?
No.
No!
Oh no, she has little tears in the corners of her eyes. Don't scream at her. Really? I let out a heavy sigh and pressed my fingers to my temple, attempting to massage away the stress and irritation.
It was probably stolen. We'll need to call the police.
Oh yeah, by the way, we lost a car that wasn't standing around in the middle of the desert. Also, we don't know its license plate. If anything happened to my car, I wouldn't even know what to tell the police. I do not know my own license plate either. I'd literally have to go and call my parents, be like, hey, what's my car's license plate, by the way? Something happened to it and I need to call the police.
You have a phone, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have any... Like, it's out of battery.
I do.
That's not how you say it.
but-
Whatever. Her voice trails off a cliff. What she said earlier echoes in my head.
That's right. You said it
Yes.
was dead. And I'm guessing you left it.
Howdy, folks. Good evening. How you doing?
Good chance at least two people had a tank of gas for the road, so one of them just took the car.
Yeah.
Oh, and she has her phone in her car. Mmm.
Well, that's just Great.
Don't you have one?
No,
Nope, never needed one.
but I don't understand. Like in this day and age, especially if you're going on some kind of road trip, the middle of the desert, you don't have a phone? What do you do when something happens to you, Amber? You exhausted? Aw. I'm glad you can relax now.
Afraid no one would call you?
No.
Not quite.
I shield my eyes and look up at the dry sky. Its color shifted to a glowing orange as sunset begins to settle over the distant valley peaks. It's going to get dark pretty soon.
Don't worry, Amber. I would call you.
That's not the problem we have right now. I can't just leave her. Even if she did have a phone, it would take forever before anyone could get out here. She'd go from burning up in the heat to freezing out in the cold within a few hours. Plus, if there are people around who would steal cars, then there's no telling who else is out there. I can already see how all this would go down. She would be huddled on the side of the road trying to keep warm. A pack of coyotes would be howling all around her, closing in. Then, from down the road, a stuffed creep would pull up in a trashy old pickup truck, open his door for her, and... Oh god.
Hey, where are you from?
Yeah? Oh god!
Oh, I'm from Carlsbad.
I don't know where that is. She pauses for a moment.
Or at least kind of close to it. It's a little out of the way.
I don't know where that is.
Carlsbad? You're from California?
Oh, okay. I know we want to get to California.
No, silly. Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Had me going there for a second.
How far is that?
Maybe 2 hours from here?
That's not that bad.
Wow. You didn't get very far at all, did you?
Wait, she was driving for 2 hours and then her tank was empty? Girl. Marina lowers her head in shame.
I never really seem to.
Though, I'm not really one to talk. I've been on the road less than a day. Would have gotten further if traffic on the I-40 wasn't such a pain in the butt, or if I didn't pick up Marina.
Hey, listen. You don't live too far away. If you want, I
But
can
we wouldn't
probably
have
give you a lift back
the game
home.
happen if you do that. I prepared myself for an explosion of thankful energy and excitement. But there isn't one. Instead, she continues to stare at the ground, her hands now balled up in a fist as she fidgets over so slightly.
Something wrong?
She shifts her gaze from the ground and looks me straight in the eyes, drawing a deep, long breath.
Remember the treasure we were talking about at the store?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot to ask, and you've already helped me out so much already.
You can go home before you found the treasure.
But do you think you could take me to the first place the treasure is?
Huh?
Huh. She wants to keep going, even after this entire disaster.
The treasure! Could you take me to the first?
I heard you the first time. It's just... You don't even know if this thing is
The real treasure is friendship. No, the real treasure
Go look for it.
is the loving relationship that's going to evolve between these two.
And now you're asking me, someone you've just met out in the middle of the desert, to take you to it. Even though you don't know if it's real and you've just had your car stolen. Did I catch all that?
Mm-hmm. Shameless. I'm at a loss for words. How do I even respond to that? I try to recollect my thoughts, but only one word comes to mind.
Why?
Why? Marina shrugs. Nothing more than that. She just shrugs. I take a look at her. A good look. Her wavy hair has been dried out by the hot desert air. Her face is red and drenched in sweat, probably close to melting off her makeup. Even her nice clothes are a little ruffled. But despite all that, this cute peppy girl wants to keep pressing on. Even when most people would have just called it quits after the car broke down. Even out here all by herself. For all I know, she could be some weirdo out to mug me and this is all some elaborate scheme. But she wants my help. My help. It's been a while since anyone has needed that. It's like an honor. Do I deserve that? Probably not. But she's still asking. Why should I say no? I don't have to be in California for another few weeks. And isn't that why I'm taking this trip? To see the sights? For him? She's a little excitable and even more naive, but maybe I need a little bit of that. It's a lot better than just being out here all by myself with nothing but the ghosts of my memories to keep me company, even if it's just for a little while.
Why the hell not?
You want to go on a road trip and have your car stolen? I don't think. I would like to go on a road trip. I don't want my car to get stolen though. Treasure better cover the stolen car phone and whatever money she had in her wallet. Yeah. Also, I hope she gets it back. Like her ID and everything. Replacing your ID if it gets stolen is a pain in the ass. Or like, you know, credit cards and whatever else you might have in there. It's one thing if it's just like the coins and whatever like physical money you had in there. But it's even more of a pain if you have to cancel all of the cards you have. Like,
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Fun!
But only until the first location.
After that, we're gonna keep going because it's been such a fun ride. The breath is forced out of me by the sharp impact of Marina tackling my stomach. A warm but damp sensation wraps itself tightly around me, as that weight snuggles up against my chest.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you!
What are you doing?
Be thanking you.
I'm hugging you, silly.
Silly.
My cheeks grow warmer with each passing second. I try to wiggle my way out, but she stays latched on, her grip getting tighter and tighter.
Marina, please. You're all sweaty.
Sorry. I'm just super happy.
She unnatures herself, letting me clear my throat and recollect myself.
Anyway, let's get inside. I'm burning up out here.
Even more fun if you have lots of cards that actually cost you a bit to get a new one. Yeah! We clamber back inside the motorhome, leaving the dry hellishness behind. I turn the ignition and let the AC blast away the RV stuffiness. Letting our breath of sweet relief, Marina and I collapse back into our seats.
Alright, so where's the first piece of the treasure?
Well...
You have no idea, do you?
Well, if it was that easy, people wouldn't be trying so hard to find it.
That's not true! The news said a part of it was somewhere here in New Mexico.
Probably. I'm not surprised at all. Should have seen this coming.
You have the journal?
Yeah?
She hands a cheap paperback book to me. The cover feels like it could fall apart at the turn of a page. The whole thing is fitting off its rustic design. I slide my thumb across the edges and flip through the pages. Thick forewords and passages commenting on the journal's historical significance skip past my eyes, most long enough to be their own book. Finally, a photocopied picture of one of the original entries appears, preserving the faded cursive lettering. The entire thing printed on the next page over. Crusting brown stains and wrinkles engrave the photo. Some of the writing has been scratched out too, like someone made mistakes and couldn't erase them. I hate to admit it, but for something that's probably a sham, the thing looks pretty authentic. Funny how screen makes him look backwards. Yeah, right? And we had what I don't understand is because we have a CG where they are sitting in the seats next to each other. With bounty and satisfaction in hand, I am now homeward bound, the perilous journey forthcoming. Through my unrivaled intellect and unmatched ambition, I have succeeded in accomplishing what many believed would no longer prove profitable. Of course, this only comes as a surprise to those around me, not myself. I had traveled this way on a trail with many others from the Missouri Territory, but as my typical characteristic success grew, I could sense the envious stares amongst my so-called peers. The danger eventually became so great that I wished to flee, but my companions left before I woke. For what reason, you may ask? I do not know. It is with this in mind that I've taken it upon myself to leave a note for one of my fellow prospectors and to borrow his steed, so that I may one day return to settle with my family. But if this journey has taught me anything, I'm not reading all this crap. Where should I actually start? If this journey taught me anything thus far, why does this happen sometimes? Let's see. If you left California, lived in Missouri, and supposedly hit something in New Mexico like Marina said, then what we're looking for is likely a later entry.
Ah, here we are.
Alas, I have reached the final point of the vision in my travels. During my stay among the ruined sanctuary, the rogue native Lamasi had informed me of a landmark that was rich in the mythos of his people. Considered sacred, he said that the chance of the gold being discovered would be very slim. He referred to it as a winged rock, a monument erected towards the sky. After my previous detour, I have finally arrived. It is with much disbelief, I must say, my friend Lamasi was right. It's not just a monument erected towards the sky, it is a mountain. Almost as if the Lord himself had struck up the earth among the sand, it is guarded by trails of rocks around it, all branching from the mother rock. On this journey, I've encountered many different sights, dangers, and yes, even an occasional friend. As I look upon the mountain before me, I am reminded once more that there are things bigger and greater than I. Although I am not yet rid of this cough, my soul has been humbled and removed of fatigue. I can think of no better place to store the last of my gold, and I anxiously await the day I return.
What does it say?
Oh, nice! I got an achievement for that.
The gist of it is that it's near a big rock and a bunch of little rocks.
That should narrow it down, right?
It really doesn't.
Yeah, to the entire state of New Mexico.
Marina gasps and lunges towards the journal, the muscles in her neck tense and eyes wide with panic.
That can't be the only thing he mentioned. There has to be more.
I raise the journal high above me so she can't reach it, using my hand as a blockade against her hat as she desperately tries to grasp for it.
Sheesh, relax.
You confused me a bit with how you're a native.
I actually have a pretty good idea of where it
Wait,
might
what
be.
did I say? What did I say? Oh my god. Is it... She settles down, still stiff with anxiety, nibbling on the tip of her thumb. I lower the book back down and read over the entry one more time just to make sure.
There's a part where he calls it a winged rock. Assuming my years of reading travel guides and brochures weren't totally useless, then I'm pretty sure that's a loose translation of what the Navajo used to call Shiprock.
There's a ship out in the desert? Whoa.
It's not a ship. I'm guessing. I don't know. I do not know anything about New Mexico. I don't even know where that is. Native? Oh god, okay. I don't know why I did that then. I peer over the journal. Marina's imagination is going bonkers. Her eyes alight as she tries to wrap her head around such a novelty even existing.
How long have you lived in New Mexico?
Marina swells up with pride, only to deflate like a balloon before speaking, instead choosing to blow a misplaced strand of hair out of the way.
All my life.
To be fair though, the city I grew up in, I knew where to go, but I couldn't give you directions to anything either. It's like, yeah, I've lived here my whole life. No, I don't know what any of the streets are called or where exactly something is. I know how to get there, if need be. It's near Texas. Thank you! I don't know where Texas is on the entire map of the United States either. But that's helpful. It's near Texas, okay. I sigh and slam the journal shut.
It's a small mountain near the border of New Mexico and Utah that's vaguely shaped like a ship.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. That makes way more sense.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Thing's a landmark.
Yeah.
But hey, at least I know now.
That's true. Shrugging, I put away the journal and smirk. Misplaced as it might be, her cheeriness is a good mix. Up from the norm.
Do you think the treasure might be there?
It's worth the try.
Don't know, but it's worth a shot. We don't have anything else to go on. Sure you don't want me to just take you home?
And how is she going to explain the missing car when she gets home? Marina hesitates for a moment, turning to the windshield as if to dodge the question with her eyes.
No. I think I
Texas is the big one in the south, so it's an American one. Yeah. Okay, the big one in the south. Is that the one they make fun of in one SpongeBob episode? Where they have like the border of it? And they're like, haha, Texas.
Alright then.
Yes, okay. I put the car in drive and look ahead. Oh, it's an automatic. The sun has set, the blue shade of dusk rising up to take its place. I press down on the gas. Marina turns to me and smiles.
Let's hit the road.
Hit the road, Jack.
The sun has long since set and given way to darkness. Only my headlights remain, illuminating the road and silhouetting the small rock formations around us. I've been alternating between the old tape and new ones, immediately throwing on the old tape after finishing a new one, and vice versa. I haven't had any complaints from Marina. She's been sitting at my side the entire time, softly humming off-key to the music. The most I could do is tell you the way stuff that is on the way, like go right after McDonald's. Oh yeah! Yeah, I could probably do it. I just remember I have a very vivid memory of one time when I was trying to get home from the train station, and like a car stopped right next to me, and they were like, "I'm so sorry, could we ask you for directions to this and that place?" I think they wanted to get to like the old part of town, and I just stood there like, imagine me 14 years old, I'm like, yeah, like go down this street and then left again and then follow that street and then go right and then follow that street for like a few kilometers actually, and then you should be getting up some kind of hill and then you're there. And afterwards I was like, yeah, if I like that only worked because I lived there. Like I knew what the streets looked like, but I have a feeling that they never managed to get there with just my explanation alone. She seems to be the type to just accept things as they are, like with her car being stolen or that treasure. Especially that treasure. And to make it worse, it's not just her. Apparently it's some phenomenon now. Goes to show how much I keep up with current events. But the whole thing smells like a scam. I bet somewhere all the big shots from that publishing house are gathered up in a corporate tower, laughing at the idiots they've ripped off with that book. Christ, I'm even starting to sound like him. The music turns to static before the cassette is silenced by a loud click. I ejected and reached for his old tape again. Marina notices, taking the opportunity to break the long-held silence.
So, do you like music a lot?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I guess.
I figured. You've been playing those tapes this entire time.
I hate driving in silence. She picks up one of the tapes on the center console and inspects it, going as far as to poke her pinky through one of the holes.
Though, I'm not sure what you'd call this type of music.
Yeah, I've just been playing whatever. Mostly jazz fusion and alt country. Throw in some new age crap in there for good measure. Most of these are mixtapes I made when I was
Oh, the
little.
mixtapes is nice.
Cool. Any names I'd recognize?
She peeks at me through the holes of the cassette wearing a wide, genuine smile.
Probably not.
Aw, come on. Try me.
Yeah, okay. Why not? Maybe I'm not giving her enough credit.
You know, Gabriel, Gertu, Weather Report, Donovan, Methany.
Marina gives sage-like nods and grunts of understanding as a list of the names.
You have no idea who any of them are, do you?
No, none whatsoever.
Not a clue.
That's what I thought.
Sorry. I usually listen to whatever's on the radio.
I do not. Because I get very aggressive whenever I actually try to listen to the radio, and every time a song is over, like you get 2 songs and then it's some kind of advertisement after advertisement after advertisement, then it's like, oh, we're actually at like the full hour or every half hour. So they bring the news and then what's happening on the streets, and then it's a few more advertisements, and it's like 2 songs, and it's like, really? If I wanted to get 4 songs, and then it's always the same songs every few hours anyway, no matter which station you tune into. I just listen to my own stuff. I crack a slight smile.
It's alright. I could see how it might be hard to get into. My gramps used to call it road trip music.
That's nice.
I still think it's nice, though. It's making you really happy.
You think so?
Yeah. She taps her fingers gently against my cheek. I pull away a little, but let her do it anyway.
Yeah. Why else
Ooh.
would you be smiling?
I never really thought of whether it made me happy before, but I do know it made him happy, so that's good enough for me.
That's actually why I'm going to California. You know, for a music festival.
Oh!
For real? Where?
It's not far from Palm Springs.
Oh, Palm Springs I've heard of before.
Palm Springs? Like the actual Palm Springs?
Don't know if there are any other Palm Springs in California, but yeah, they do it every year for a few weekends.
I went to my first concert a little before I graduated.
She rests her head against the window and stares at the road ahead, her smile fading, but still there.
It was so much fun. An entire weekend of that sounds super awesome.
Nah, it ain't that cool.
Marina flings her head away from the window and turns to me. Now she's staring at me like I'm crazy.
How could you even say that? It's the coolest thing ever! I wouldn't even be able to wait. I'd want to see all the bands.
Sheesh. relax.
Sheesh!
It's not like I'm taking it for granted. It's just that there's only one group I know I want to see so far.
That's right, his favorite group.
Just one?
He was so excited when he got the tickets.
Just one that I'm excited for. I'll watch a bunch though.
Releasing a long sigh, Marina eases back into her seat.
Oh, good. I was afraid you were going to head home after you saw your group.
You crazy? I'd like to at least have a little fun before worrying about all the expenses I gotta deal with.
Oh.
Expenses?
I mean, yeah, getting there, staying there. The fact that it's probably, like, she doesn't need to be there until, like, in a few weeks. So I'm guessing, like, 2 weeks? At least. So that would mean either she has a bunch of time off from her job, or, what I'm guessing, is she does not have a job. Damn it.
It's nothing.
She gasps.
Are you in debt? Is it college loans? My brother said those aren't financial at all.
How old is Marina? Oh, funeral expenses. That would also make sense, yeah. Got too comfortable. Should have just kept my trap shut.
Or did you just spend too much on your
Without warning, I swerved off to the side of the road into the rocky sand, cutting Marina off and nearly giving her a heart attack. I'm guessing she keeps alluding to the grandpa, actually. Marina shoots me a worried glance, her face still pale.
Oh my god! What was that? Are you okay?
I pinch the bridge of my nose and my elbows on the wheel.
Amber?
I've been driving all day. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, she just said grandpa like a few text boxes ago.
Where are we?
A little outside Albuquerque, so we aren't too far now.
You pronounce that how? Why do you write it with a Q-U-E twice? And then you say Albuquerque? Like it would rhyme with turkey? What? Albuquerque. Albuquerque. I would not have pronounced it Albuquerque. Just by reading it. Absolutely not. No.
We'll sleep here tonight and drive to Shiprock first thing in the morning.
Okay. Killing the ignition, I climb out of my seat and into the living quarters. Marina trails behind me. It's literally a meme. The old Bug Bunny cartoons always memed on it so hard. Oh, did they? Albuquerque. It's the why is this one Kansas? And this one is not Arkansas. Why is this one Arkansas? Fine. That's what I feel like every time I read any of these names, and it's like, yeah, these are funny letters, aren't they? They're not pronounced the way you would think they are pronounced. Looks like I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. America, explain! Yeah! Though, due to that vine, I managed to get some brownie points in English class one day because I knew how to say Arkansas when I read it. I yank open the bathroom's Velcro latched cupboards. Inside is a folded sack with a blanket, sheet, pillow, and my old gym clothes from school. I scoop them up and toss them to Marina. She scrambles to catch it, desperately balancing them as they lean out of her arms.
Sorry about the clothes. I don't have any actual pajamas.
That's fair.
You can sleep on the couch. It folds out into a bed.
Oh, okay.
Alright then, see you in the morning.
With that, I step into the back room and slam the sliding door before collapsing onto the oversized bed. Even in the darkness, I can make out the pictures hanging on the wall. Once upon a time, there were generic scenic pieces. Now they're photos. Photos of me and Grabs. Okay, yeah, it's for sure the grandpa. red little teeth. There's a place in Kansas called Arkansas City, which makes things even more confusing. No! No! That's... Who came up with that? My favorite is the one of us in front of a museum for music, rock and roll to be specific. I was just a little pipsqueak back then, holding up an autographed vinyl sleeve that was about the size of my head. He was by my side, squatting down and ruffling my hair as I gave the biggest smile I could, even with my missing teeth. I let out a sigh and fixate on the ceiling skylight, a small sliver of the moonlight shining through. It feels like an eternity since I've last laid down in this bed. I remember it felt like being hugged by a cloud. Now it feels like concrete. Contrary to the creator of GIF, it was decided that saying GIF and GIF are okay. Nice. Yeah, I say GIF. I think in German I say GIF, but in English for whatever reason, it keeps coming out as GIF. I'm like, no. Because I refuse. It's a graphic something. So why would it be GIF? Tiny creaks sound from the room next door, accompanied by Marina's little squeaks of determination as she struggles with the fold-out bed, until finally I hear a loud thud. Oh. I can't help but smirk a little. I should have warned her that it was heavy. The room over goes silent. I hope it didn't crush her. Luckily, I soon heard footsteps tiptoeing across the carpet, then on the bathroom tile. They stop outside my door.
Hey, are you awake?
No. Her voice is weak, barely above a whisper. It's almost impossible to hear as it's muffled through the door.
I know I've said it a lot already, but I really mean it. Thanks, Amber.
I haven't done anything yet.
Good night.
I continue to stay silent. In the dark, the ceiling looks like it's constantly changing in size and dimension, sometimes getting bigger and further away, at times getting closer and smaller. I look down. Through the crack under the door, I can see her shadow turning around to leave. The words slip out of my mouth before she can even take her first step.
Night, kiddo.
Kiddo? I don't think you're that far apart in age. Oh. Highway blossoms. Oh. Okay. Most people imagine Indian reservations as tucked away slices of heaven. Maybe some pocketed oases of vibrant greens and flowing water in what is otherwise a wasteland. These people are wrong. The Navajo... Hey, there it is! Yeah, but that wasn't an opening cutscene, it was just a intermission thing. The Navajo reservation is as sandy and barren as the rest of the desert, and at 22,475 miles, it's neither green nor fun-sized. Did I say that correctly? Not that I hate it. The miles of faded highway road speed past me, blending together with the sand that stretches out to far-off rigid mountains. Like there's a rhythm to it all. I did! Fuck yeah. Behind me, Marina is still stretched out on the fold-out bed, cuddling the pillow, a substitute for a blanket that's long since fallen off her bed. Wait! Is that allowed? Is that actually allowed? I don't think it's allowed here. It's like every passenger that is in these things with you needs to actually be seated and have their seatbelt put on. Or something when you're driving, when you're on the road. Fun size is small. Yeah, fun size is small. My old gym clothes are a little small for her, the shorts only reaching halfway down her thighs. Hey, I'm not complaining. Hey! Hey! Soon we're rolling into the town. Its jagged namesake peeking over the horizon, Shiprock. It's illegal. I think some say it's okay to ride in the bed of a pickup, but not sure. Oh. I mean, as long as you don't get stopped and checked by the police, I guess it's fine. But if you are in an accident or something happens because someone wasn't actually sitting in a proper seat, you're fucked. The town itself is typical for this desert. Nothing fancy like a high-rise, just a whole lot of plain shacks sitting on top of gravel, painted worn browns and beige. Shouldn't be allowed. You could just drive without a seatbelt. Well, right. From behind me, there's a light, almost fluffy yawn. I wonder how that bundle of joy handles mornings.
Morning.
Not very. Oh, it says Ember on the shirt.
Oh, hey. You're finally awake.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, you're finally awake. Tried to cross the border, same as us. She yawns again and thumbs back against the bed. Guess she's not a morning person.
And there's still some coffee in the...
Oh wow, is that Shiprock?
Jesus Christ! I take it back. Marina rushes behind me and grabs the back of the seat, her eyes sparkling.
It's huge! I can't believe we can see it from so far away!
On closer inspection, my clothes are way too tight for her. My poor shirt is being stretched to its limit. Of course, this doesn't seem to bother her at all. I don't know if I'm more embarrassed for myself or for her.
Well, we have to get moving now. So go get dressed or whatever.
On the trunk of a car, there were baby seats on the other seat and the passenger was bigger than me. It was a unique and fun trip, oh my. I always, back when I still had a Smart, every time we were like more than 2 people, we would joke around how we would have another person sit in the trunk. Well, the trunk of a Smart. And it's not that you can't fit anything in a Smart. It's the complete opposite. You can fit way more stuff in there than you'd imagine. But sitting an entire person in there is not really feasible. I managed to get like 3 6-packs of water in there at some point though. Like, you know, like full on 1.5 liter bottles. But that was pretty much the extent of how much you could pack into the trunk of a Smart.
Well, we have to...
Sure thing.
Why does it sometimes when it takes me a little while to actually continue on that it starts repeating the voice lines? You didn't sit in the trunk, by the way. You laid there curled in a ball. Oh no. Okay, one time I actually sat on top of the couch we bought and put in the back of the car. Like, you know how you can flip over like the back seats? So we put a couch in there and I sat on top of that couch for the drive home because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten home because there were 3 people. I was like, yeah, this is definitely not legal. Good thing we didn't get caught. Because like, She scampers off to the back, finally giving me room to breathe as I make my way to the driver's seat. Until I accidentally glance at the rearview mirror. In the middle of the motorhome, Marina slips out of her pajamas and into her regular clothes. Jeez, the bathroom is right there. I adjust the mirror and try my hardest to stay focused on anything else I can look at. Fully dressed, Marina pops back up beside me and settles in the passenger seat. The desolate road continues until suddenly, as if out of nowhere, we're greeted by a line of cars, RVs, buses, and every other kind of vehicle under this blazing sun, all lumped together, stacked one on top of the other side by side, and every single one blasting their horns.
What the...
Whoa, you think this is because of the treasure?
I hope not. I grit my teeth and flog back in my seat. I can only pray these are tourists, and I was the only one dumb enough to humor the scam. We soon assimilated into the traffic jam. Slowly, the motorhome inches forward, but when we finally reach the front, a whole new monster awaits us. Laid out on the dirt, barely in the shadow of the looming mountain, is a giant cluster that can only be described as such. Campers, tents, tarps, booths, you name it. A chaotic horde of people crowd around the entire unorganized mass. I cringe at the very sight of it. I'm in hell. Marina pushes her face against the window in awe of the sheer insanity.
I don't think I've seen this many people since the concert.
Oh boy. Oh god, she's going to break from the overstimulation. A choir of horns serenade us from behind. Groaning, I pull forward and squeeze the motorhome into the nearest available space, stuffed tightly between everything else. Backing out is gonna be a real pain.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go find that treasure.
Haha, yay! Marina sits up and nearly leaps out of the car, but I grab her wrist and pull her back into her seat.
Just hold on a second.
Her enthusiasm fades.
Oh, that's right. You were only going to drop me off and leave.
Sorry. but I'm gonna stick around a bit longer.
Oh!
For real?
She starts sniffling.
You're so nice to me, Amber.
Oh
I think I might cry.
no!
Hold it in. We gotta think of a game plan first.
Okay.
Marina returns to her usual happy-go-lucky self while I grimace at the chaos outside. If I suspend my disbelief and assume the treasure is real, where would we even start? We don't even have any equipment.
I guess we may as well start by checking out the place.
Alright! I'm the first to make my way out into the sea of people. My nose is assaulted with smells of campfires and B.O. mask in suntan lotion. I don't know what B.O. is. Smells like tourist, alright. Marina finishes her run around the motorhome and huddles close to me, her eyes still wide with wonder but far less gung-ho than before. The two of us make our way through the makeshift campground, following a guardrail that's been set up to separate the visitors from the rock. All the while we pass different scenes starring all sorts of people. A news anchor elbowing nosy hecklers out of the way while she tries to report, men on top of motorhomes and lawn chairs, strumming away on guitars. Even vendors have set up shop here selling overripened fruit from their booths. Marina is speechless, looking on in overwhelmed curiosity and hovering so close I keep tripping over her. I'm half expecting her to grab onto one of my belt loops. I'm surprised. I packed it to be pretty good with crowds.
Please stay behind the guardrail! I repeat, please stay behind the guardrail!
Jesus Christ, dude! A booming voice shouts over the crackling of a megaphone. Pushing through the crowd, we're shoved into a part of the crowd that's mobbing by an opening in the guardrail. The butt from advancing by a lone man, standing on top of a folding chair and clutching his megaphone like a shotgun.
Stay behind the guardrail!
Ah!
Please be considerate of Navajo land!
What's going on?
Not sure. I think.
The sun reflects off the truck behind it. I squint my eyes at the word printed on its side. Navajo Parks and Recreation.
This could get nasty.
Maybe they're moshing. People did that at the concert.
Yeah, at a concert it makes sense.
Just what the hell kind of concert did you go to anyway? Wait a second.
In the back of the mosh, distant from the calamity, is a familiar sight. Blonde hair, intertwined and running through a dark red bandana.
What's wrong?
Remember that loud chick from the gas station?
A little. I was too busy with my slushie.
Yeah, I have
to
a
really
feeling she
notice.
might have stolen your car.
Why?
I think we just found our first lead.
My voice trails off and I start towards the girl, pushing my way through the crowd.
Hey, Amber, wait!
Putting on my person mask, I take a breath and place my hand on her shoulder with a forced smile.
For the last time, old man, I don't have any.
I'm not an old man.
Huh?
She whips around, her eyes prepared for murder, but her features switch to standby mode as she realizes her mistake.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, but didn't I see you at that convenience store yesterday?
Oh yeah, that dump. Outside of Roswell, right?
Yep, that was us. I'm Amber. The other girl is Marina.
Did you steal her car by any chance? Marina waves and I extend my hand. The girl's eyes narrow, but she eventually shakes it with a surprisingly strong grip.
Mariah.
Mariah!
Everyone here for the treasure?
They'd be idiots if they weren't.
Oh?
Hey, what do you know? You were right, Amber.
You say that like it's a good thing.
It is! There's other people here for the same reason we're being here. So maybe it's not a scam.
You guys here for the gold too? Not sure why else somebody would come out
She looks over the scenery and wrinkles her nose.
to this place.
The ray of sunshine next to me is looking for the gold. I'm just the ride.
Step away
Oh my
from
God.
the guardrail! You're all getting out of hand!
The horde presses in, the yelling grows louder.
You aren't getting through, so I don't even know why.
A can of beer flies through the air and cracks him on the forehead, the liquid running down his face.
Oh, come on!
Please don't stop screaming into the thing.
Navajo Parks and Recreation. They're trying to keep well-meaning treasure hunters from carving up the rock because of its religious significance.
Yeah, as they should.
Doesn't surprise me. This is a four-corner state, so there's lots of stuff like that out here.
They shouldn't start carving up random rocks.
I think it's sweet that they're trying to protect big ol' Shippy.
Shippy.
Mariah stares at her as if questioning her entire existence.
But it's a rock.
So?
The microphone is his whole character though. Yeah, kind of.
So?
It's only good for postcards and carving big monuments. Why is it such a big deal if people want to look for treasure up there?
Maybe you should talk to the indigenous people of Navajo and ask them.
Well, it's not gonna make much of a difference either way.
Why's that? You a non-believer?
No, I'm just not a sucker.
Ooh!
It's not very nice.
That's not very nice.
Well, it's true.
Kind of doubt the hidden treasures behind solid natural rock, right?
It's obvious that this is just an elaborate scam and everyone got ripped off.
Before I finish my sentence, a cocky, overgrown smile makes its way onto Mariah's face, oozing with snide confidence.
What if I told you I could prove the treasure is real?
Well, why haven't you found it yet then?
I'd say you're full of it.
Does that mean the treasure's real? Like, honest to goodness real?
Overwhelmed with excitement, Marina springs up and down, all while Mariah gives a smug look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Oh, ye of little faith. I said I could prove it, didn't I?
Yeah.
And how exactly are you gonna do that?
Come back to my base full of highly trained elite treasure hunters. Then I'll show you.
Elite what now?
Highly trained elite treasure hunters.
Right.
I like the way her eyes are drawn.
Thanks, but no thanks. We'll pass.
What? But why?
Well, because...
You said we needed a game plan, right? This is the best chance we have right now.
Sure. A terrifying amount of determination emanates from her as she forces an unwavering stare on me. Her gaze intensifies. I look down at my dusty shoes and finally give in.
Jeez, if it'll make you that happy, I'll do it.
Yay!
She's really damn determined. I'll give it that much. I'm not sure I could have said no.
But this better be legit, you hear?
I point to Mariah.
I'm not in the mood to be jerked around today.
Yeah, I'll keep my word.
Hey! Stop it!
Ah! We look back to the crowd. The guardrails have toppled over and the crowd surged toward the man.
I'm warning you to stay back! I have a megaphone!
Oh no, he has a microphone! The crowd circles in around the chair and topples it over, the man crashing down with it.
We should probably scram.
Yeah.
Way ahead of you.
Sleek and lavish, Mariah's motorhome is like a mansion on wheels. Its chromy black paint is so fresh that you can practically smell the primer.
Here we are. Base sweet base.
She throws the door open.
Joe, Tess, buck up. We have guests.
If he doesn't stop this, he's going to get down going to microphone. Marina and I shoot each other an unsure glance, then enter the motorhome.
Oh, hey.
Bandana
Finally
guy!
Make some friends.
Blow it out your ass, slacker.
It's just as big and expansive on the inside, making my RE look like a toilet in comparison. It's definitely a luxury class, unlike my Class C. Or at least it would be a luxury motorhome if not for the seemingly random decor. The wall is littered with posters of ska bands, the worst genre of music. Oh! Even weird that the license plates scattered everywhere, some in boxes, some on a table, and some strung together like a wind chime. A beanbag in a corner and bottles of empty beer and liquor cast off on the ground, the place looks more like frat pad than a base. An impression further aided by the guy sprawled out on the couch, his head wrapped in a bandana like Mariah's.
Someone's feisty today. No luck with the treasure, I take it?
Yeah, no thanks to you.
Hey now, me and Tess were holding down the fort. That's a very important job.
you know. He gestures at the cot above him, a hollow space under some cabinets. It looks like a row of cupboards used to be there and were striped out to make room for it. Lying on top of it is a little girl facing the other direction, fiddling with something I can't make out. She's wearing another identical bandana.
Isn't that right, Tess?
Oh! Hello.
Goodbye. Tess gives a barely existing nod and continues tinkering.
See, what did I tell you?
Has she been like this the entire time?
She hasn't moved since you left this morning. It's kind of sad.
Please. Don't think I haven't noticed you were on that couch when I left.
Guilty as charged.
I clear my throat, reminding them of our presence.
Oh, right. This is my team. The lug who's become one with the couch is Joseph, and the squirt is my kid sister Tess.
Okay, I'm Joseph and Tess.
So, Tess, this is Alyssa and Marina.
That is not our names.
Amber and Marina.
Whatever. They are looking for the treasure too.
Hey there, ladies.
Hi. I can only hope the highly trained elite team are hidden in the bathroom.
Hey, I'm Marina. It's really nice to meet you.
Marina jumps in front of me, taking hold of the conversation by its throat.
The other girl is Amber. Say hi, Amber.
I'm not a dog.
Hi.
Hi.
Don't mind her. She's just grumpy.
I'm not grumpy.
You sound pretty grumpy to me.
Hey. I groan and start muttering nonsense under my breath. Didn't think being a realist would make me grumpy.
She doesn't think the treasure exists.
Uh-oh, Mariah, we've got a non-believer in our midst.
Why do they keep saying that?
Why do you think I brought her here?
If you think you'll be able to convince me that this treasure is real, then fine. But you have another thing coming.
Come on, where's your sense of adventure?
Back in my motorhome. We can take you and your sense of adventure back to Carlsbad if you want.
No thanks.
Carlsbad? California?
No, Carlsbad, New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Rolling her eyes, Mariah walks over to a drawer. From inside, she pulls out something wrapped in cloth and brings it over to me.
Go ahead. Take a peek.
A smirk reappears, curling across her face as if this were a game and there's no way she could lose. Hesitant, I bring my hand to the rack and unwrap it.
What? No, wait. Is this?
That's right.
Lying swaddled in the cloth is a yellow nugget. I give it a squeeze. It's soft, definitely not a piece of pirate.
It's gold.
But how?
You know the miner who hid the treasure?
Ooh!
That's Joseph's great-great-uncle.
You're lying.
I can testify for that. It's true.
This thing is a family heirloom.
Ooh!
More like it was lying forgotten in my basement until we stumbled across it as kids.
That's good enough.
After that, I heard great tales of the miner and his hidden treasure.
She went to the library and found old newspaper clippings making fun of them.
Then, I made it my life's goal to find his treasure.
Did you?
She's been obsessed with it ever since.
Oh, okay.
Help.
Help.
That's a load. I saw you at the store yesterday. If you knew so much about the treasure, then why did you have to buy one of those journals?
Another side of my family probably got the journal after he kicked it. We didn't hear about it until everyone else did.
So you had a really big family.
This doesn't prove anything.
Mariah shoots me a skull, similar to the look she gave to the clerk yesterday.
What are you trying to say?
That I don't believe you.
Sis.
Tess finally moves, hopping down from her cot, another license plate wind chime in her hand. The plates clanking together as she runs over to Mariah.
Sis, I finished it.
Hey! She says this without a hint of emotion, her eyes in a constant half-open state. It's kind of unsettling.
How many is that now?
She
44?
also looks extremely fucking pale.
45.
Marina bends down to Tess' level and greets her.
Oh, are you collecting license plates?
Oh, is that my license plate?
Uh-huh. I only have 5 more until I have all 50 states.
Ooh!
And what state do you have there? New Mexico.
Her voice and expression don't change, still as dry as the desert air. Mariah scoffs.
At least yesterday wasn't a complete waste of time.
Yep,
That junker was a piece of crap.
that's my car. Wait a second.
All the parts were rustier than my ass. Even the scrap metal wasn't worth it.
Something you used to do as a kid? Oh.
Just be thankful we found it. We'd be busted if I hadn't salvaged the good bits.
Uh-oh.
Besides, that money is going to keep us from starving.
That was my car. I look at Marina, but she doesn't seem to have put it together.
About that car you found, that wasn't outside Roswell, was it?
Marina's eyes go wide, realization finally penetrating her skull.
Yeah, not too far from the store. What do you care?
That was my car! I can feel my blood begin to boil. Marina can feel it too.
Amber?
Every part of me is shaking. I struggle to spit out the words.
Her car was stolen outside of Roswell yesterday.
He had a little notepad where you... Oh, you wrote down the license plate numbers? Aw. When I was a kid, I could tell... Like, for whatever reason, I remembered all of the, like... car manufacturers, so... When I went out with my parents, I would just point at them and go, oh, that... Oops, that's a BMW, da-da-da, and that's an Audi, whatever. And now... I could tell you that a car is red. And I don't really care for them anymore, but as a child, I knew all of that.
It was out of gas, so we went to get some.
Joseph is next to realize it, followed by Tess.
Crap.
So?
I can't hold it in anymore. Sorry, Marina.
So... You stole her car and dismantled it!
You used to know all about dinosaurs, now I know nothing. Ah! Joseph jumps off the couch and apologetically bows repeatedly, all in one swift motion. Each bow makes me a little bit angrier.
Joey said it was okay.
I thought it was. Mariah gave the go-ahead.
You told them it was alright?
Yeah, so? It's your own fault for leaving it out there.
There was still stuff in that car. Like, I'm sorry, if you were trying to get rid of a car by just leaving it in the middle of the road because I don't know, it's junk and you don't have the money to actually get rid of it the proper way, then wouldn't you at least take out your belongings? There were her belongings in there. Also, thank you so much for the resub. Good evening, how you doing?
How? How on earth is it our fault that it broke down?
You know, finders, keepers.
You took apart an entire car. That's not finders keepers.
It's a freaking car!
Tess tugs on my shirt.
What?
I don't mean to, but the word snaps out of my mouth. The tiny girl shrinks away. Alright, Amber, just calm down. We can talk this out.
Here,
She holds out a wind chime made of Marina's license plate, her eyes cast downward.
you can have it.
Aw, thanks! Never mind, calming down isn't gonna happen. A hand grasps my shoulder. I turn to Marina. She shakes her head and smiles.
Amber, it's okay.
Dismantless keepers.
But
Really, it's fine.
She bends back down to Tess and smiles reassuringly.
You can go ahead and keep it, sweetie.
The trio, Mariah included, are taken aback by Marina's saint-like reaction.
Don't worry, guys, it's fine.
Is it? Joseph breathes a sigh of relief.
Oh god.
You doing good?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm doing alright.
We're all really sorry about this.
Yeah, what did you do with the stuff that was in the car?
Yeah, I guess.
Hey. About as fed up with this as I am, Joseph shoots her a glare and smacks her on the back of the head.
Ow! Alright, I'm sorry and
Stuff.
Marina, are you sure? They destroyed your car.
Yeah, but it was pretty run down anyway.
Yeah, but how are you gonna get anywhere now?
You're unreal. You know that? Anyway, we should head out now.
They could at least give her Wallwick, right? That's what I keep wondering about. It's one thing that they dismantled the car, but maybe they should at least give her her belongings now? Now that they know
Thanks for showing us
who the
gold.
car belonged
Now
to.
I'm sure the treasure's real.
No problem, ladies. Again, really sorry for all the trouble.
Yeah,
If there's
give her
anything
back her
you can do,
wallet.
just give us a shout.
Sure thing.
And her phone. We head for the door, but Marina turns around before stepping outside.
By the way, was there a phone in the car?
The pink case, eh?
They sold it. They definitely sold it.
Yeah, that's the one.
We kind of sold that to.
It feels like the page is staring back at me. In fact, at this point, it probably is. My gaze drifts from the journal to the window by the entrance. Marina's outside, twirling the payphone's cord as she pops in another quarter. She bites her lips and looks through the window. Our eyes meet. She sends me a small, anxious wave. Sell the gold nugget! Problem solved! Closing the book, I let out a yawn and remove my hat from my fist. Thank you, game. I'm sure there's a red imprint on my cheek. Figuring out we had to go to Shiprock was the easy part. Everything else has been a gigantic pain in the ass. There's a rush of precious cold air getting sucked from the building. Marina enters, carefully shutting the door and taking the seat opposite me in the booth.
So how'd it go?
Bad.
It went fine, I guess.
Bad.
Your parents are okay with all of this?
Maybe not okay.
Curses back. A smile creeps onto her face.
But they understand.
They understand. At least someone gets it, because I still don't.
They weren't happy about the car, though.
I think you were the only person who was.
How couldn't I be? Mariah showed us that the treasure is real.
She showed you one singular gold nugget.
You're going to believe the people who stole your car?
It was an accident. They didn't mean to. Besides, they're nice.
Before I can argue further, a waitress emerges from the kitchen carrying out an order. A hot black coffee for me, a milkshake for Marina, and a large order of fries for us both. Marina's eyes brighten at the sight of the shake. Like with the slushy, her sweet tooth takes control of her and she practically starts drooling over the glass. With a nod, the waitress disappears back into the kitchen.
Thanks for the food, by the way.
It's fine, you can just pay me back some other time. Your middle name Gullible by any chance? You probably understand because it's just a thing that happens with her. Yeah, probably.
Well, it's not like I really had a choice. I could hear your stomach from the driver's seat. I wasn't about to let you starve to death on my watch. Plus, I was getting pretty hungry too.
Amazingly, Marina didn't freak out at the sight of the diner like she has at everything else so far. I was genuinely shocked when I didn't hear a gasp of awe escape her mouth as we pulled up.
Hey, Amber, why don't you get a shake too? Coffee and fries don't really go together, don't you think?
Why wouldn't they?
I'm fine. I don't really like sweet things.
Except for you, sugar pie.
But it's
What?
good, especially when you dip your fries in it.
Isn't this technically an idiot? There is a patch, but for one, I don't have a patch installed. Yeah, no, I don't have a patch installed, so we're good. She takes several of the fries and does just that, dipping them in the shake like it was ketchup or mustard. Okay, but I've heard lots of people say that actually dipping fries in a milkshake is nice. Also, I never did that because milkshakes and me don't get along well, but what I usually do is that I do dip them in ice cream. Like, you know, like, I don't know, if you're at McDonald's and you get a McFlurry or something and dip the fries in there. That's really nice. Twitch will throw fit anyways, yeah. No, we should be good to go. I can stream the game, so it should be good. You had fries and milkshake too. I was debating on getting fries today for dinner, but then I ordered something else and it was a little disappointing actually. For one, it had mushrooms in it, despite there not being anything about mushrooms on the listing. So I was like, And two, the salad I got with it was really, really bad. Just like, nice, I'm really looking forward to that salad, and then it was just not good. But it's alright. Sometimes you just get, you're just unlucky with the food you get, I guess.
That's silly. I can do the same thing with my
I don't
coffee.
think you want to dip your fry in a coffee. Taking a fry, dunk it into my coffee and take a bite out of it. That was a bad idea. Grimacing, I place the rest of the fry on my napkin as I try to cope with the cold chill and sulfury aftertaste.
Maybe it would work better if you put creamer in it?
Mushrooms being listed as ingredient stuff. They could even name it something fancy like Newest Law. Honestly though, why can't places just list everything they put into something? Like, I'm already lucky that at least I never got tested for any allergies, so I don't know, maybe I have some. Who knows? But I'm lucky that I don't have any specific allergies where I need to like look out for specific food. Because it's just like, oh, it's just something I don't like to eat. I have the worst luck with mushrooms. I do. It keeps happening.
Somehow I
And when they
doubt
don't list every
Besides, it
ingredient
would
or
just
everything
ruin
they
the
put into
coffee.
something, I always feel bad for people who need to be extra careful with what they can actually eat. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna attempt to eat this, and then later on they find out, hey, there's something in it that I definitely should not be eating.
I don't
Thank
know
you for
how
the
you
pat.
can even drink it without cream, or at least a little sugar. It's so bitter.
It's so bitter. Like
It's
my
an acquired
soul.
taste. You find flavor in the bitterness.
A quiet taste. Mm-hmm.
That's why I think it's weird that you drink something like that.
How do you mean?
I don't know.
Her brow furrows in deep thought.
You always seem so yes or no about stuff.
Oh?
If you like something, then you do. If you don't like something, then you don't.
You're losing me, Mare.
What did Mom used to tell us when we didn't listen to her? Oh, yeah. Basically, you have a really thick head, Amber.
You're thick-headed is what you're trying to say. I nearly spit the coffee out of my mouth.
Gee, thanks.
Or was it a thick skull? Whatever. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe.
Maybe. It wasn't really an acquired taste for me now that I think about it. Maybe
Well,
I've
I
always
certainly
liked
don't have the
bitterness.
acquired taste for liking coffee. Or maybe I just convinced myself that I did. I don't know.
Is that a bad thing?
Just taking my rise RV, Marina shakes her head and gives me a sweet, genuine smile.
I don't think so. I actually really like it. It reminds me of Shiprock.
How so? A warm tickling sensation bubbles up in my chest. It forces me to smile, but I play it off all cool and breezy like.
So I remind you of a rock. You shouldn't say that kind of thing. People might think they're
Thank you
insults.
for the other time.
And the posture check.
Nice.
You went to Subway, had to make a sandwich. The guy making accidentally dropped extra banana peppers in the onion thing. Yeah. Wait, what the fuck is a banana pepper? Wait, hold on. What is a banana pepper? I've never heard that before in my life. Banana pepper, chili pepper. Oh, okay. Interesting. Voicing is actually pretty competent in this. Yes. The voice acting was added later on. It wasn't always there. Yeah, I looked up what a banana pepper is. I don't think we have them here. Like at our Subway, I've never seen them at our Subways at least. But yeah, Subway is not the place to go if you are worried about cross-contamination of the foods you get put onto your sandwich. Definitely not. Every time I'm in there and I'm like, hi, please don't put tomatoes on it. And they're just so into it, they start slapping the tomatoes on it and all of the other stuff I want on there. And then I'm like, I guess I have yet another sandwich with tomatoes on it now. Last time I did that, I told the guy like, okay, just this, and please no tomatoes at all. None whatsoever. Please no tomatoes. And he was really into it. He's like, okay, sure. Dun dun dun. Start slapping 5 tomatoes on there. And like as soon as he puts down the last one, he's like, he looks at me. I'm like, it's fine. They're already on there. Just keep them. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And like, just keep them. It's fine. Yeah. You never realized Subway was so universal until recently? Oh yeah. I think they've been around for a long time. Last Saturday. When I was at a birthday party, like we had already eaten and everything. We were like, you know what would be really good right now? Subway cookies. So we went to the Subway at like almost 10 p.m. and walked in there. And the guy behind the counter, he's like, nice. It's like 5 people. Shortly before closing time, we can get some more money into the bank. Not the bank, but anyway, we can make some more money. And we go up and we're like, hi, do you guys still have cookies? And they look at us like, we have like 5. We're like, yeah, we'll take all of those. So we left with those 5 cookies. That's all we got. 5 cookies. They were very good though. I like the Subway cookies because they're like they're like soft in the middle. Because I don't know, the dough seems like it's never like fully burned through. You don't really go to fast food joints anymore. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't really go to the diners and restaurants when I try to get burgers or anything because there's something they always put on there that I just can't eat. Like I always feel bad afterwards, so it doesn't really matter. If I eat the fast food joint food, I feel bad afterwards. And if I eat the fancy diner, but still kind of fast food, I also feel bad. So it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the place that has a drive-thru. Satisfied with how I played that off, I reach for a fry to reward myself, but instead of hot, crispy goodness, something smooth brushes against my fingertips. I gaze down at the plate of fries. Marina's hands, for a split second, rest below mine. We instinctively snap back. Marina's face is a bright shade of pink, and mine is probably similar.
Sorry.
Today I learned that Nu always feels bad. Yeah, food and me don't go well together. And I don't know why. If I ever find out the reason for why I can't or I shouldn't eat a bunch of food that I still regularly eat because I refuse to lose to this flesh vessel, I'll tell you. The room feels 10 degrees hotter. We try to re-establish eye contact, but our glances shoot off in other directions as soon as we meet. Ooh.
Hey, Amber?
Hey. I managed to compose myself long enough to look back.
You said something about bills and expenses last night, right? I don't know what exactly you meant by that or what it is you have to pay off, but since we know the treasure is real now, I was wondering, maybe you might think about sticking around to look with me? We could even split it, or something.
Well, first off, we don't even know if the treasure is actually real. Mariah could be pulling our legs.
My coffee's mostly gone. All that's left is a puddle and a few stray grounds.
I'll think about it though.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
I only said I would think about it. Don't get too excited just yet.
I won't. I just think it would be super cool.
Marina flops her chin down and rests on the table.
How's it going anyway? Have you figured out where the first part of the treasure might be?
No.
No luck. It's not like the guy drew a map or anything. He just jotted down details about the places he went to.
Dad and rumbling about how awesome he was.
Do you think Mariah was right and he hit it on top of old Shippy?
Don't listen to Mariah, okay? She doesn't know what she's talking about. Think about
The biggest challenge when you
How
come
would
over
he
next
even
month will
scale
be to
the
not
mountain?
accidentally
He
kill
was
you
traveling
with.
solo on horseback. I doubt he would have the tools to do it. And even if he did, I'm
It's
pretty
alright.
sure he would have gone on and on about it in his journal.
I'll survive. The puppy dog whine. Marina frowns.
Are you sure he didn't mention anything else? Maybe something we didn't catch?
I mean, to be fair, I couldn't read the entire journal. There's probably some more things hidden in there. I slide the book across the table and over the leftover crumbs, stretching out my stiff joints as I rest against the booth.
Take a look if you want. My eyes are gonna start bleeding if I read it again. The only things he really mentioned are the rocks and the dikes around it.
What the fuck is a dike?
Oh.
Why are you blushing? Marina forces herself to stare down at the plate, the blush from earlier reappearing. Oh. Oh.
No, not like that.
I stifle a giggle. Teasing her is gonna be a blast.
I mean the rocks
Stifle?
that branch out from the mountain. That's what they're called. Huh.
It's so simple, but it makes sense. I shoot up and throw down some money. Marina jumps at the sound of the table rattling.
What's the matter? Did you figure out where it is?
Maybe. At least a general area.
I'm guessing Marina was as confused as I was about hearing what those rocks are called, because I didn't know the word existed written with an I. I march towards the door. The table rattles again as Marina leaps up. She stays behind to straighten it out before scrambling to catch up with me.
We're going now?
How do you you know, I always feel so weird, like, about just leaving the money and leaving. It's like, when I was at the cat cafe, wait, what weekend was that? 2 weeks ago now already. I was at a cat cafe, and some other people, they got up at some point, and they didn't want to like flag down the waitress or anything, so they just left the money on the table and left, and was like, I guess that's a thing I could do, but I don't really feel comfortable doing that, so I tried to like catch her side and be like, hi, I'm sorry, I would like to pay. It's normal in the US. I did in Japan once with that thinking, oh no! I'm so sorry.
Hell no. We don't have any equipment.
No, I don't think it's very normal here. At least I never did it. And I don't see people do it
But
often.
we know someone who does.
You don't really do that in Germany. US does it a lot though. Interesting. I shoved the door open, the last bastion between refreshing air and burning dry heat. I think though
Let's
the
go
biggest
cash in a
difference
favor.
between I guess the US and Japan would be how the US has tipping. You're supposed to tip absolutely everywhere. Meanwhile, Japan is like, no, everything is just a little more expensive. So that the tips are already in it. But they would feel affronted if you tried to tip them. We do tip here in Germany. Just not. Why am I leggy? Just not as
Sure was
much
nice for Mariah and her
as in the
friends to let us
US.
use some of their equipment.
I hate having to figure out how much to set aside for a tip. Yeah.
Only after that Joseph guy begged her to.
I paused to look around. We decided to wait until nightfall to go look around some more. It's like an entirely different world the further you get from the insanity. Quiet and calm, the only lights are the stars and the faint glow of the campground, the campus and motorhomes flickering in the distance. Marina fiddles with the metal detector's headphones, removing them halfway.
Sorry, the beeping's loud.
I
Oh, what
know.
was that?
I know, it's like, hi, please work less than minimum wage for us. Also, fuck you. Also, work overtime. Also, can you come in today? If you don't, I'm going to fire you on the spot. Hey.
Forget it. I'm not playing that game. Just keep listening.
Oh,
Did you find something?
I think so. It's over here.
I set aside my shovel and throw myself to the ground, clawing at the sand. A shiny speck sticks out of the ground. Frantically, I dig it up.
Is it the gold?
That would have been very easy.
It's...
I scrape harder.
It's...
Harder!
It's...
Finally, I unearth it and hold it up to the starlight.
A soda tab.
Aww. When you order from them online to pick up something, it says on the payment page that please tip our workers. You can tip them 15%. Yeah.
Damn it! This is the 5th one!
If we find any more, we could start making a curtain out of them.
Or if you had what we have. If you had font on your bottles, you could be making money by actually bringing them back to the stores. It's one thing if you go in and sit down to eat. Yeah, no, I get it. I send it up flying, speeding off over the dikes.
Maybe we should call it a night. I'm sure we can find it once we're fresh in the morning.
Nah, that's no good. We can only do it now because Parks and Recreation isn't paying as much attention.
Parks and Recreation. Wait, isn't there a TV show called that? Parks and Rec? Though even now, someone's still guarding the area near the campground. This rock gives us some cover, so I don't think we'll be spotted, but we still need to be careful.
We'll keep looking for a little while. If we can't find anything, we might want to assume the worst.
Her face ranches with hopelessness.
That somebody else found it?
That it doesn't exist. Jeez, it's like you've never even considered that it might not be real.
Because she hasn't.
But Mariah...
Yeah, I know.
Wildlife in areas like reservations. Ah, okay. You've watched a video how America is actually a lot worse than most other places. Yeah! It is. They keep trying to give you that view of the country, of it being like the best out there, and how one should be lucky to be living in America, in the United States, but it's laughable. I'm sorry. It's like as an institution, the United States sucks. Not even like the average person there, but just as an institution, the United States is so fucking awful. Yet they keep trying to tell the entire world how they're so good and awesome and USA. I'm like, yeah, no. No, yeah, it's the worst. Okay. Freedom. I grab my shovel and swing it back over my shoulder. As we walk, we stay as close to the mountain range as possible.
Why are you so gung-ho about this thing anyway?
She needs money.
If you're just in it for the cash, there are better ways to make money than dragging yourself around the desert.
Oh no, it's nothing like that. It's just...
Her voice trails off. It hangs over us, never fully evaporating into the cool night air.
It's okay. Don't feel like you have to tell me.
We both have things we don't want to talk about. That's becoming very clear. At least Marina doesn't swerve off the road so she can go pout. I just don't want to think about it. All I've been doing for the last month is thinking about it. I almost wish my brain would quit working so I wouldn't have to. So naturally, I take a long, lonely trip with nothing to do except think.
Amber,
oh, but that reminds me. Long road trips. There was one podcast that I finished. Because podcasts are not really a thing I can listen to, because it's like I keep thinking about other things and not fully focusing on what they're saying. But this one is one I finished. That was also a very long road trip, and it was a fascinating story to experience. It's called Alice Isn't Dead. If anyone is interested in that. That was also about a woman going on a road trip trying to find her wife. Kind of. Fuck you, free. I don't have to pay my college dish for the rest of my life. Yeah. You're going to sleep. Okay. Thank you for coming by. I hope you get some good rest. I hope your head gets better. Have a good night. No, but Alice Isn't Dead has I think 3 seasons or something. The episodes are 20 minutes long. If anyone is ever interested in a road trip of a woman, she just starts collecting, recording stuff that keeps happening to her on the road while she's trying to find out where her wife went, because she just went missing one day, and now she's retracing her steps and started working for the company that her wife worked for at one time. It's very cool. Giving birth costs you money, right? That is also like just going to see a doctor costs money. Like they don't even have to do anything. Like properly. They're like, yeah, okay, you come in here and you tell me what your problem is, and I might not even give you any prescriptions or medication. I will just look at you and go, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, send you away, and they still want money for that. Like, excuse me? Marina stops, hands quivering as she tightens her grip.
I swear, if this is another soda tab...
I don't think it is. The beeping is really loud and it's vibrating a lot.
Ooh.
Wait, it's vibrating?
Uh-huh. It feels weird.
The metal detector hovers over the ground between the rock and the sand. I thrust my shovel into the spot, the metal scraping against the edge of the dike. Planting my foot on the shovel's head, I dive it further into the ground, using every ounce of my strength to dig. The first load of dirt and sand unclenches from the ground, loosening the earth around it. I throw the load aside and repeat the process. Each time it's a little easier, a little lighter. Finally, the shovel strikes something hard, sending a shocking vibration through my hand and up my entire body.
Bedrock?
I haven't dug that deep.
If you have private insurance, that's also... I mean, yeah, sure. But, like, that's a choice you can make to get private insurance. Dropping to my knees, I reach my hands into the hole and brush off the remaining dirt. Marina leans in. The sound of her anxiously swallowing is barely audible over my heavy breathing. My fucking lamp keeps flickering. I think it's finally giving up. 30,000 per child? Excuse me? Huh? My fingers brush against something. I gulp and pull out the hole's contents, a small rotting wood box. My heart stops. Trembling, I open the box, the leftover dirt falling into my lap. Gold. Man, I wish I had gold. Yeah, I don't have that much cash saved up either, and it's just for giving birth.
It exists!
Marina yells at the top of her lungs, a yell so loud that it bounces off the mountain, echoing off the horizon and then back again. Marina has been unleashed.
Shh, not so loud. They might hear us.
She lowers her voice to an excited whisper, channeling her energy into bouncing up and down.
But it exists! I told you it did.
The green and the blue of her clothes really doesn't match. She's right, and despite being proven wrong, I can't help but smile. Here I thought it was gonna be some plastic treasure chest with a coupon for chocolate milk inside it, or something equally shameless and corporate. My only warning is a quick gust of wind. Before I even have a chance to brace for it, I'm engulfed by Marina and her hug.
What? It's real! I told you it was! I told you!
I stop for a second, then smile.
Yeah, you were right. It's real.
Should we tell someone? What do we even do now?
Honestly, I'm not sure. It's getting pretty late though. Let's pack it up for the night. We can think about what to do in the morning.
Yeah. For now, we can just marvel at the fact that it's not bogus.
Sound like a plan?
It does, but...
She takes a deep, long breath, inhaling all the air around and maybe even some of mine, then releases it all at once.
It's actually really real!
Don't do that right next to my ear. Yeah, voice ones am I going to avoid saying words directly. It's a big, heavy political discussion. Oh yeah, they're trying to make abortion illegal right now, aren't they? Because it was leaked. The decision for it, or like what they're actually going to do to with the bill, was leaked. Mm-hmm. It's okay, you can say that here. Because I am pro-choice and anyone who isn't can fuck right out of my stream. I'm sorry. to make gay marriage and interracial marriage illegal, it is fucked up. It is fucked up. I saw a few things about it on Twitter. I'm like, oh my god. I mean, they're not even, like, they're not straight up illegal in Germany either, but actually doctors here in Germany are not allowed to tell or, like, advertise that they would do abortions. Which is so stupid. Like, they can hang out a bunch of stuff that is, like, against it and, like, oh, it's a sin, blah, 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 religious stuff. But you are not allowed to actually advertise if you're a clinic that does offer the services. I'm like, wow. And everyone who ever says is like, oh, but we care for the children. You don't care for the children. Because if you actually cared for children, you would help with putting money into institutions that helped children that are already out there in the world suffering. Then you would put money into making adoption a more feasible thing, into, I don't know, making more stuff free, actually supporting families that are struggling to make ends meet. Makes me very angry. Makes me incredibly fucking angry. They're pro-birth, yeah, right. They don't care about what happens to the children afterwards. They also don't care about how it might make, like, why would you have to go through, like, if there's a complication with the birth? So you want people to, like, feel the trauma of maybe having a miscarriage. But for sure, make them go through it. Make them go through all of the emotions just because you didn't want a lump of cells to be gone. Sure. What if they die during childbirth complications? Who cares? At least they didn't get an abortion. Okay, enough. It makes me very mad, but enough. His daddy went back to the UK, even though the UK is also shit for LGBT. Yeah.
Marina,
There's not really
quiet.
any place that is like perfect for it, but yeah, bye bye. Get some rest. What if pregnancy wasn't even planned to begin with? There's so many. I don't even care why someone would want to get an abortion. But if they need it, they should have that option. That's it. That's all there is to it. If you need it, you should be able to get it, to get a safe abortion. That's it. Because banning a legal way to get an abortion just opens the door to people doing fuck all to get rid of an unwanted child. Which will only make it worse. A thunderous banging wakes me from a dead sleep, rattling the entire motorhome. Hey!
I know you two are in there. You thieves better not still be sleeping.
What? Don't live there if you have the choice. The muffled shout leaks in from outside, followed by another voice.
Sis, it's not even 7. Can I go back to bed?
And another voice.
You're better off just rolling with it. For her, it may as well be noon.
Open up, or I swear Joe's gonna bust down this door.
I don't think he will.
Wait, what?
Gee, I wonder who this could be. I roll out of bed and open the slider connecting to the other rooms. Marina is sitting pressed up against the back of the fold-out bed with the sheets over her head.
What do you think it is?
I'm sorry, there's only 3 people it could be.
Take a wild guess.
I march over and throw open the door. As expected, my 3 favorite people stand before me.
It's about time. Do you have any idea how long we've been out here?
The past 2 minutes. A groggy Tess sways from side to side. Joseph's gentle hands are the only thing preventing her from passing out on the ground.
It's funny that you, of all people, would accuse us of theft.
What else would you call what happened to my equipment?
What?
I don't know. Borrowing? You loaned it to us, remember?
Correction. Joe loaned it to you.
Joseph gives a tired smirk and a wave.
I was forced to sit idly by and watch you make off with it. That's theft if I ever seen it.
But we can give it back to you now. What's your problem? She pushes me aside and clambers into the motorhome, followed by the other two.
Looks like we're coming in.
Good morning. Hey, you three. Morning. How are you guys doing?
Tired. For what it's worth, we tried stopping
You
her.
didn't do a very good job at it. Mariah stomps to the middle of the motorhome, analyzing everything before releasing a loud scoff.
So where's my stuff?
If you don't get out of my RV in 5 seconds, it'll be shoved up your ass.
Don't
Oh.
worry about it. You
Oh.
guys are great. Hey, Tess. Did you hang up your new wind
You call the
chime?
phone... Yeah, right? Tess' eyes flicker with interest for all of a second, then return to the obstinate droopy state.
Uh-huh. Above my bed.
Oh, nice!
What's up with the fold-out? You two don't sleep together?
We are not actually together. It might look that way because of the clothes we're wearing right now, but we're not.
What?
Told ya.
Damn it.
Grumbling, Mariah pulls a bill from her pocket and slaps it in Joey's hand. Yet!
Does that mean we get to sleep in tomorrow morning?
Sure does, kiddo. Sure does.
The ringleader of the circus returns to inspecting the motorhome, fiddling with the magnets on the fridge.
Anyway, give me back my equipment and we'll get out of your hair.
Come on, just let them use it. It's the least we can do after tearing apart her car.
Mm-hmm. Mariah's attention turns to the counter topped with the open box of stunning gold nuggets from the night before. No! Why would you have it on the counter? You should have put it somewhere that's a little more obscure, not as easily accessible.
And whose fault was that? What is this?
The gold we found.
What is what?
The thing on the counter? It almost looks like...
Oh, that? That's the piece of the treasure we found.
Why would you tell her?
Ha! Yeah, right! You're kidding.
She chuckles. She stops.
She's kidding, right?
I have a devious thought and crack an equally devious smile.
Nope. She's telling the truth. 100%.
I wrap my arm around Mariah and bring her close. Joseph and Tess shoot each other alarmed glances.
We found it last night. With your equipment.
She stands there, stupefied.
No! That's impossible. You're lying.
Really now? Hey, Marina, why don't you tell her about it?
Uh-oh.
Sure thing! It started yesterday after we met. Amber looked at the journal again and thought it might be near the smaller rocks behind the bigger one. They're called dikes, I think. Anyway, turns out she was right!
Mariah looks down, muttering to herself.
But how? Why wouldn't he just hide it on the mountain? It doesn't make sense. If he was going back to Missouri...
Her voice diminishes until her words are reduced to lip flaps. Like a mad scientist trying to figure out a complex equation, she retreats into her own little world.
Mariah?
A smidge of sympathy butts inside me. I looked at Joseph and Tess. Even they look a little shocked.
Is she gonna be okay?
I honestly don't know. Tess approaches Mariah, who is still whispering nonsense under her breath. Nonchalantly, Tess hops in front of her, her hand reaching upwards, trying to wave it in front of Mariah and bring her back to our world. No response. Tess pulls Mariah's arm skyward, then allows them to flop down to her side. Still no response.
You know, we've been looking into that treasure since we were kids.
That's a long time coming then. Joseph steps up to the counter and stares into the box.
Never expected someone else to find it before us.
That's more than I can say. I didn't even think it existed.
There's that too.
He sighs, then with a shrug cracks a smile.
Well, good job anyway. You ladies seem cool, so if it couldn't be us, then at least it was you.
You guys want to stick around? We could tell you more about it.
But also, there were several parts to the treasure, weren't there? He looks at Mariah.
Somehow, I don't think that would be healthy for her. Or you.
He grabs Mariah by the shoulders and begins pushing her towards the exit.
Come on, Mariah. Let's go make you a nice cold michelada.
I don't know what that is.
You two can keep the equipment. Think of it as an apology gift.
Ooh! Took you that long to find that thing. It was like 10 meters away, right? Because cheaply made tools I could get at any hardware store of equal value to a car. They're almost out of the motorhome when Mariah flips and rushes back.
Hold on a minute, thief!
No. She looks me straight in the eyes, her expression returned to that of a piercing hawk.
You just had beginner's luck.
Uh-huh.
You might have found the first piece, but I promise you, me and my team will find the rest.
Will you now? She extends a hand and smirks. I pause for a moment and grab it and offer a smirk of my own.
You're on.
Oh! Marina and Joseph both let out a sigh of relief as if they'd just witnessed the signing of a peace treaty.
Well, guess that takes care of that.
Now let's get out of here and go back to a proper base.
Are you going to drink until you feel
Oh!
better again, sis?
How old is his sister?
Shut up! Didn't Mom ever teach you any manners?
Honestly, for a second I also expected her to just grab the stuff we found. But I guess she is more honorable than that.
Dicks who wouldn't know good advice or a good man if it bit her on the butt.
Oh!
Oh yeah.
Sorry for all the trouble, ladies. See you two down the road.
Mm-hmm. Joseph pulls the door closed. Marina and I stay put as the bickering of the trio fades into the distance.
Were you serious?
Yes.
About what?
The treasure. You told Mariah that you were gonna find the rest.
Mm-hmm.
If you were just being nice and want to leave now, that's fine too. You've
Nah,
already done
we're
a
in
lot
this
for
now.
me.
We're in this now. She casts her eyes downwards to hide her emotions, but I know better by now.
And let you keep all the treasure for yourself?
Ooh.
Hell no.
Her eyes bounce back.
Besides, someone's got to keep you from getting yourself into trouble. May as well be me.
For real? But don't you have the festival to go to?
Yeah, I have like 2 weeks or something.
It's still a little while
Yeah.
away. I wanted to do some sightseeing anyway.
Marina launches forward. Before I can sidestep, she tackles me with the force of a gold-filled freight train. I don't even try to resist. It's futile in the grace of Marina's hugs.
Thank you, 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 thank you!
Actually, I probably owe you an apology.
Thank you for the braid redeem. She cocks her head and looks up at me. I look away, my bashful side taking over.
Well, you know.
You love the braids.
saying it wasn't real and
Me too.
stuff.
Actually. Oh, and thank you for the yum binary. A different sightseeing, but still sightseeing. For sure.
Hey,
I
don't
have my
worry about
sights
it. Most people
set.
wouldn't
Wait.
have given me the time
No,
of day.
that doesn't make sense. I have my eyes set on the sides of these titties. I mean, what?
Yeah, but
Relax.
I'm here for the
Figure out
gold.
where we have to go
I'm only here
next.
for the gold, obviously. You love cat ears? Booba. We love booba. I smile. We walk to the front of the RV and take our seats. Grabbing a journal from the glove compartment, I flip it open. I glance over to the second to last entry. Key phrases like split path, detour, and acres of identical arched stone throw my brain into the deep end, drowning me in dizzying puzzles before I've even fully read it. Marina peeks over, trying to decipher the entries with me. A speck of inadequacy crawls up inside me, and I quickly flip to the next entry before Marina notices I'm stuck. I'll deal with that later. For now, we'll just narrow this down. Alright. Much has happened since my last entry, so let me waste no time in beginning. As I mentioned previously, I had begun to develop a cough of sorts during my travels. At the time, I thought nothing of it, just a result of being overexposed to the elements. After all, a handsomely rocked and worldly man such as myself should be used to such things, but I digress. Unfortunately, the more I continued under the blazing sun, the more my condition worsened, until finally my body gave out. The last thing I remember is falling off my steed. Sometime later, I woke next to a fire with my horse nearby. I myself could not move as I was held down by illness and sweat, but I was reassured by a man sitting across from me. Upon further inspection, I realized he was a native of this land. I had several encounters with people of this sort during my time on the wagon trail, so naturally I was suspicious and fearful for the remainder of my gold. However, the man said he had no interest in such things. A dry, quiet fellow, the man told me his name was Lamisi and that I was in a canyon his people occupied, although they had been driven to a different segment of it some years back. His English was quite fluent, and when I inquired, he said he had learned from settlers as a boy. Oh my god! Over the next several days, Lamisi would nurse me back to health. We would never stray too far, as he preferred looking after his estranged tribe from a distance, but I was able to explore portions of his home. Eventually, I stumbled upon a long ruined home built into a cave on the side of the mountain. According to Lamisi, there are many more like it, though they originally belonged to enemies of his ancestors. It was then that I realized where I would leave the next portion of my bounty. In a cave on the side of the mountain then. You wanted to read more of it? I did. I just didn't expect it to be so much. On my last day with him, I informed Lamisi of my plans, where he casually promised to guard it for me until I returned. But before I left, he pointed me in the direction of a sacred landmark, one so giant and huge it would simultaneously be a conspicuous and inconspicuous hiding place. With that knowledge, I bid farewell to my new friend and trusted the gold in his care. Perhaps I will reward him with some of it on a return trip.
You're my Lamessi, Amber.
Lamessi? Oh, okay. I guess I pronounced it wrong then. Suddenly my chest feels like a hummingbird is fluttering around in it. I shift my eyes away from his smile and hide my face.
Thanks.
Thanks. When you strip away the circumstances, I guess I did save and protect her like the Lamessi guy did with the miner.
Gorge is like a canyon, right?
Marina leans in closer and points to the entry, strands of her soft hair tickling my cheek. I scoot back and power through it, taking a sharp breath to recollect myself.
Basically, yeah.
Marina nearly springs out of her seat in a burst of realization, her head an inch away from smacking into the ceiling.
Oh my god.
Oh?
Does that mean we get to go to the Grand Canyon? Do we get to go to the Grand Canyon, Amber?
Is that anywhere close to here?
Not unless history decides to rewrite itself. There are lots of canyons with ruins. One of them is the Grand Canyon, but most of them have been cleaned out for hundreds of years.
I choked down a groan. Indian ruins aren't exactly rarities around here. Maybe the other entry wasn't so bad after all.
So we're looking for a place that was still being used in the 1850s.
Marina hunkers down and thinks with me, wrinkles forming on her forehead as she tries to strain out an answer. I'm pretty sure she doesn't even know where to start, but hey, at least she's trying.
Well, there is one place.
Marina hardly gets a breath out before I crush her dreams once again.
Not the Grand Canyon.
Aww. She slinks back into a chair and quietly pouts.
It's still in Arizona, but it's a different place. Canyon de Chelly.
The Shay. Yeah? Why is it written Chelly then?
The Navajo weren't chased out until 1863, so the timing isn't too screwy. Place is loaded with ruins too.
Oh, are they Pueblo in ruins?
My flow of information stops. She knows what I'm talking about. She can actually pronounce it. I probably can't.
Yeah. I'm surprised you know that.
Yep, I've been reading some of those travel guides lying around. Super
It looks
interesting.
extra pretentious that way. Those things must be about as old as I am by now. I didn't have the heart to throw them away when I was cleaning everything out.
Hey, that's how I did it. It's the
Travel
best way to
brochures
learn.
are actually so much fun to read. I always love to collect them when I'm somewhere.
Anyway, Canyon de Chelly is pretty
Canyon
damn
de
close to
Chelly.
here.
They probably had French settlers there, didn't they? She gasps.
So it might have lined up with the route he took.
Well, I can't be 100% positive, but...
It's worth a try. I close my eyes and snap the book shut, the air between the pages puffing out at us. Then, with one eye open, shoot Marina a grin.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh. You're pretty sure. Arizona's highways are infamously boring. Nothing but hills, up, down, up, down. There's nothing interesting to look at. Both sides of the road are smothered in nondescript shrubs. It's a part of the country where you just zone out and drive on autopilot. When you finally see a sign for the town of Chinle, right next to the canyon, it feels like we're approaching the promised land. Probably read that way because more people read it quick. Marina looks up from the book she's reading just in time to miss the sign.
Was that it? Are we there yet?
Nah, 40 miles to go still. So about half an hour.
She makes it sound like a pop balloon and goes back to reading. I mean, she's lucky she can read while driving. I can't. I get motion sick when I try to read in a moving vehicle. We take an exit in a tiny excuse for a town, one of those places that has a gas station and a few old houses. It's like a monopoly where you buy up all the property you can, even though it's not that great.
This is it?
Marina repeats her earlier question as I slow down to turn left.
Nope. Almost. I don't even know what this place is called.
She makes the pop balloon noise again, but leaves the book closed. When we finally reach Shinle, it's pretty obvious. This is the first real town we've seen in hours. The kind of drunk way where they have trouble spelling the L. The outskirts are industrial, dominated by what I assume are factories. A pair of stray dogs lope along the side of the road, hungry and lean. Marina makes a sound of sympathy, pressing her face against the glass as we pass them.
Hey, Amber.
We're not getting a dog.
We're not getting a dog.
They're so cute. And we could dress them up in a bandana and...
No way. I've never gotten why people want to dress their pets up like people.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's cute.
Is it though? Marina pouts. I figured she was just joking, but she didn't actually think I would let her get a dog, right? Especially a dog just from the street. I did it again, yeah. It seems that all is forgiven by the time I pull into a gas station. She's bouncing in the seat with her usual enthusiasm, or maybe it's a blather. My second guess must have been correct, because as soon as I shut off the engine, she darts out of the RV and into the store. Like, it's one thing if you give your dog, like, these jackets where it's, like, where they actually need it because you live in a place where it gets really cold and your dog will freeze. But please, don't make your dog wear, I don't know, like, entire outfits. While she does that, I fuel up. No telling when we'll see the next gas station. Could be 100 miles, and this thing drinks gasoline like a thirsty dog drinks water. By the time I finish, Marina still isn't back, so I lock up and head inside. The store is devoid of other customers. It's unremarkable with the usual selection of candy, chips, and overpriced beef jerky. I'm not hungry, just passing time. Soon Marina trots out of the bathroom, glancing around. She spots me and heads over.
Want anything?
Duh, let's see.
I leave her to agonize over the candy bars while I flip through some of the travel brochures beneath the window. There are a couple about Canyon de Chelly, which is our destination just up the road. There are flyers for other Arizona attractions too, including the non-local ones. Of course, there are a few brochures for the Grand Canyon, plus a couple must-see sites in Phoenix, the capital. There's even an ad for a novelty just called The Thing in Tucson, but that's far out of our way.
Okay, I'm ready.
I turn around. Marina has a couple king-size candy bars in her hands and a large bottle of Coke tucked under her arm.
You seriously need all that?
Yes.
I thought we could share.
Aww. She gives me her best offended puppy impression.
Fine.
I still don't want anything, but I can't say no to that.
Here. I'm gonna use the bathroom too. Meet you at the car.
I place my wallet atop the pallet of candy she's carrying and send her towards the attendant. When I come back out of the bathroom, Marina's still talking to the clerk. There's a bag in her hands, so she must have already finished paying and gotten distracted talking. I joined the two of them.
Closed off, so only the guided tours are open right now.
Marina looks like she's seen a ghost.
What's up?
I take my wallet from where it's just sitting forgotten on the counter.
I was just asking about the canyon and the tours and stuff.
Clerk nods.
Yep. I was saying how if you're here to sightsee, you might have some trouble.
Oh,
A lot
no.
of it's closed off because of all the kids coming and causing trouble looking for treasure.
That makes sense. Damn, I'm not surprised, but that's frustrating.
What isn't closed off?
Well, there are still some tours you can go on. Most of them, I think. But you can't do the self-guided ones.
That makes sense. Marina looks at me eyes wide. Clearly she's expecting some solution from me. I just smile at the attendant.
Got it. Thank you.
And lead the dumbstruck Marina out of the store. As I unlock the RV, Marina prances around me.
What are we gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna take a nap.
What? She stops.
Huh?
I'm tired, so I'm going to nap for a little bit. I checked one of the pamphlets and there's a tour at 6:30, so we'll just join that and then sneak off.
Oh, illegal activities.
Like on our own?
Yes.
Yeah.
Her eyes go wide again.
Amber, you're a genius!
What would you have done? I twist a lock of my hair around my finger and glance away. Her constant compliments are a little embarrassing, especially for stuff that seems obvious to me.
Thanks. It's not much of a plan, though.
Yeah, but at least it's a plan. I thought we were just gonna have to give up or something.
Nah. Rules are made to be broken and all that.
I feel a bit guilty that we'll be breaking rules specifically put in place because of people like us, but I can safely say that we'll be more careful than the average treasure hunter. Just picturing Mariah, I can easily see her smashing down ancient ruins in her search.
But yeah, wake me up at 5:30. Unless you're going to nap too.
Nope, I'm not tired anymore, so I'll just read some more.
Man, I'm tired.
Alright.
I could use a nap.
Night-night.
I leave her up in the front as I head back to my bed and fall into it. After bunching up my blankets around me, it doesn't take long to fall asleep. Ah, alright. I knew it. Hi, Ina. Good evening. How you doing? I wake up slowly, finding to keep my eyes open. In the back of my head, I feel like something is wrong. It takes a minute before I realize I've overslept. It's 5:45. Marina was supposed to wake me up 15 minutes ago.
Marina?
I call her name but get no response. You're doing pretty good. How are you? I'm fine. I'm just tired. Rolling out of bed, I massage my eyes and stumble up towards the front. Of course she's asleep, sprawled out on the dash with her head buried in her arms. It looks like she's been out for a while. Jerking her by the shoulder, I shake her awake.
What's up, Amber?
I mean, we still have like more than half an hour to get to the tour. I think we're fine. Her speech is slurred by sleepiness. I ignore the temptation to make the "not you" joke.
Don't
yawn. Don't do that.
It's great. I just put it down to...
A look of shock spreads across her face. Mounting horror takes over as she realizes the time.
Oh god, I'm so sorry. I was just gonna nap, but then I forgot to set an alarm.
I was just gonna nap, then I forgot to take a nap. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what alarms are for.
Hehe. Freaking out, she hurriedly tries to buckle her seatbelt, failing several times in a frenzy. I pat her on the shoulder as I sit down. It's not even a big deal, but she's so worked up.
It's cool. We're not late yet. Ready to go?
Right? I mean, we wanted her to wake us up like an hour before we're supposed to be there. I think we're good. Marina just nods, staring at the floor. I buckle up and turn the key. The engine roars to life and I throw it in reverse. I have to crane my neck to make sure I don't run over anyone. Road signs direct us out of town and towards the canyon. After spending so long on the highway, going down the streets with lower speed limit feels restrictive. From the corner of my eye, I watch Marina. She's being abnormally quiet. Looks like a new game? Yes, it is. We just started it today. Harvey Blossom is made by Studio Elan and published by Sekai Project, I think. These are also the people behind Half of the Woods, if that rings any bells for you. And we're currently on a road trip with a girl we just met in the middle of the street. Her car got stolen and dismantled, and we're currently trying to find a treasure, a gold treasure. She fixes her hair, pops her knuckles, and rubs her shoulders, but she doesn't say anything. Finally, I cave.
What's wrong with you?
Huh? What do you mean?
You look out of it. Her tone of voice is stressed. Maybe I'm more intimidating than I think.
You're being weird. Super quiet.
Oh, I didn't know if you were mad at me or not.
What, for falling asleep?
She nods.
Nah, I'm not mad. Trust me, you'd know for sure if I was.
No.
I told you it wasn't a big deal, didn't I?
You can still follow along. Yeah. We've been going for a little over 2 hours. We actually found a little bit of the gold. Like, apparently there's gold hidden in several places, and we found the first part of it already.
Yeah.
But
I
not
promise.
much else. Marina bounces in her seat, immediately cheerier.
Okay, cool. 'Cause, like, if you were mad at me already, that would be a bad sign.
Sign of what?
That we wouldn't be good partners. You know, treasure hunting buddies?
We've known each other for like a day.
Oh, we're partners now, are we? You're the sidekick, right?
No way. I'm totally the main character. We're
No,
here
Marina,
because of
you're really
me.
not. I'm sorry. I laugh, causing her to turn away smiling. She's a lot cuter when she smiles. I've been smiling more too, I realize, as I think that it starts to make me sad again. Do I really deserve to be smiling right now?
Hey, Amber?
Huh.
Like she read my mind, Marina snaps me out of it.
Can we listen to Super Crush
Hey,
again?
Marina, you're not actually wearing your seatbelt.
You seriously like that one?
Super Crush was one of those groups that Grams loved to show off to other people because they were so weird. All of the members played a different instrument on each album, so it was like a whole other band every time.
Yeah, it was different.
Different!
But in a good way.
That's definitely true.
With one hand on the steering wheel, I dig around in a bin of tapes by my feet. I flick my gaze between that and the road. Eventually I find the one I'm looking for. It has a Halloween orange case with a text that looks like slime. When it starts to play, Marina hums along. She's almost on key. Guess she liked it enough to remember how the songs go. I crank the volume up, earning a grin from Marina. The sound is tinny and distorted at this level. More distorted than usual, I mean. But it's also more fun. Our smiles last all the way until we roll into a nearly empty parking lot. As I turn the volume back down, I can tell she's thinking the same thing I am.
Amber?
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be, like, other people waiting here?
Yeah, we can't really sneak off if we're the only people going on a tour.
There probably should. What time is it?
Marina twists around to check.
6:20?
What the hell? Did they start early?
There are other cars around, but they're all unoccupied. My parking job is hasty and I take up 2 spaces, but don't bother to correct it. We hurry out of the RV. I almost forget the key in the ignition and have to double back to grab it. Marina's already over at an information desk, probably talking to a ranger. But when she turns back to me, the despair in her face visible even though it's getting dark.
There's no one here!
There aren't any lights on inside either. Probably closed at 6. I vaguely recall reading that in a brochure, but I thought there would still be someone around for the tours.
Don't panic!
I jog back to the RV and unlock it again. Rummaging through the glove box, I pull out the little blue flashlight that Grams gave me a few years ago. No, a flashlight he gave you a few years ago? That's probably going to lose battery halfway through the tour. I click it on and off a couple times to make sure that it works. After I lock everything back up again, I join Marina by the unhelpful help desk. She's bouncing on her heels, hands clasped together.
Hey, it's alright. Worst comes to worst, we'll just do it tomorrow.
But what if someone else finds the treasure tonight?
I don't have an answer for that one.
Guess we'll just have to catch up then, huh?
Turning on the flashlight, I swing the beam around. While there's still some daylight left, it isn't much. Maybe half an hour at the most.
Catch up to what?
The tour group's silly. Even if we're late, they can't have left that long ago. And they'll be stopping a bunch, so we should be able to find them easily.
Being more careful than the others.
By ourselves?
Her voice is almost a squawk, like a surprised parrot.
Well, yeah. I don't see anyone else around. Do you?
I swivel around, illuminating nothing but rocks and bushes.
Come on, it'll be fine. It's not like there are going to be bears or mountain lions this close to a parking lot.
Those kinds of things live here?
Oh, you made it worse. If she didn't know that, then what's she afraid of?
Probably. I don't know. But come on, we're wasting time.
Marina whimpers. Then, surprising me, she grabs my hand. Hers is sweaty and warm. I turn and look at her and meet her wide eyes. It looks like she might cry and makes me regret being so pushy.
We don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Yeah, you can just come back the other day. She shakes her head but clings to me like a kid, her free hand buried in my clothes. If it were any brighter out, she'd see my face turn red.
No, like I said, if we don't go now, someone else will beat us to it.
Very true.
Just stay close, okay?
Yeah, of course.
I would bet money on the fact that the flashlight will go off at some point though. She lets me lead but doesn't let go of my hand. A large wooden sign marks the start of the trail.
So, are you scared of the dark?
No answer.
But you were fine at Shiprock.
That was different.
Marina's arm jerks, but she doesn't let go.
That was in a town.
Uh-huh.
With people.
Uh-huh.
Roads.
Uh-huh.
And no mountain lions.
Blackout in 3, 2, 1. The temptation to tease her more is strong, but I don't. Every time a bird calls or something makes the brush shake, I feel her flinch a little. Somehow, even the sight of her is cute too. A little childish, sure, but it's nice to have her rely on me to keep her safe. To take her mind of things, I make small talk.
So, what are you gonna do once you're filthy rich from the treasure?
Sorry, what?
I asked what you'll do with your share of the treasure.
Oh, I'm not sure yet. I haven't thought about it.
We're out here looking, and you don't even have a
If
plan
I found
for
a
it?
giant gold treasure, I would build a house. I think. I would build myself a nice house in the middle of nowhere and make my own private library in it. That's what I would do.
Spur of the moment thing. What about you, huh?
I don't know either.
Ha! See, I'm not.
Yeah, but I wasn't planning on looking for it, you know?
Yeah.
I haven't spent as much time thinking about it.
I glance behind me to see Marina stick out her tongue. I laugh.
But, let's see. I definitely need to pay off Gramps' hospital and funeral expenses.
It is the funeral expenses. You were right. It was the funeral expenses.
After that, I guess I should probably get the motorhome fixed up. It's not gonna break down on us or anything, but it's kind of old.
Why not just buy a new one?
Because there's memories attached to the old one.
Hell no!
My response comes out snappier than I intended.
It's just that it has sentimental value, you know? I'd rather keep that than buy a newer, better car. I grew up.
Yeah, you were right.
I could never just replace it. After that, I'd probably just keep doing what I was doing before I met you.
And what's that?
Wandering.
Wandering.
Don't you want to stop wandering sometime?
My steps slow a bit. It's an innocent question, but it hits me hard.
Not yet, no.
I whisper it. Marina catches up next to me, dropping my hand as she does so.
At least I'm not the only one without a
Randomly,
goal.
aw. I poke her in the side and she squirms away a couple feet.
No!
Torque.
It's hard to stay sad around her. As you turn around a curve in the road, the tour group comes into view. Just ahead is a cluster of people, most of them armed with flashlights. It's hard to know for sure, but I can see at least a dozen different figures. The tour guide is shining his light up at the rock face, illuminating some designs on it. Everyone has their backs to us.
Try to be as sneaky as possible. We want to join up without them noticing. Like we've been there the whole time. If anyone notices us show up, they might notice when we leave.
Why do we have to join up in the first place?
Because we don't know where to go from here.
I don't know how to get to the ruins we're looking for. We'll stay with the group until the tour gets there, and then we'll sneak off.
Marina nods.
Okay, follow my lead. And remember, be as quiet as you can.
I really doubt she can be very quiet, that's the problem. We creep forward slowly. If someone were to turn around and see us, we'd look pretty suspicious. But nobody does. The lecture on petroglyphs gets the full attention. Marina kicks a rock and it hands up, expecting that to break the spell, but we're close enough now that if it did, it might not matter. And we reach the back of the tour group without anyone noticing. I give Marina a thumbs up, which she returns.
You can see the Anasazi ruins. Some of the Navajo people still call the area home. There's a living community in the canyon who...
I'm not too interested in hearing about the history of the place, so I turn back to Marina. She's looking up at the pictures too, though her eyes appear glazed over. When she catches me staring, she blinks and then smiles. I smile back, though I must look like an idiot just watching her instead of the lecture. After a minute, the guide's speech concludes and we start to walk down the trail. Much to my dismay, before I can say anything to Marina, the woman in front of us turns around.
Isn't that just crazy?
Oh my god.
Huh?
It takes a second for me to understand that she's talking to me. She fits just about every stereotype of redneck, from the huge hat on her head to the baby strapped to her chest. She'd probably be attractive if not for the layers of sunscreen coating her face. Even though it's nearly nighttime, they make her look like a ghost.
I said, isn't that just crazy? What he was saying about those Indians and how they used to communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Even if I'd wanted to talk to her, I still have no idea what the guide had said.
They were just so darn clever. Really makes you wonder how they all ended up dying out, huh?
Yeah, gee, I wonder how they died, huh? Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them are still alive. And like, some of them live here.
I mean, I
this
doubt someone
canyon?
from 1850 is still going to be alive right now, Amber, but I get your point. I'd heard that much at least, but apparently not everyone did. For a second the woman looks at me like I'm crazy, but then she busts up laughing.
Sorry, you're absolutely right. I was thinking of them Aztecs down in Mexico.
What the fuck are you saying? Her laugh is more like a bray. She sounds like a farm animal. In my head I keep hoping she'd turn back around and leave us alone. But we're not so lucky. She keeps on chatting us up as we follow the trail. I'm self-conscious about how noisy she's being compared to the low noise level of the others.
Say, is that where the name Texas comes from? From Aztec?
What? Before I can answer, she started shouting at someone else.
Howard! Hey, Howard!
Of
come over
course
here.
her husband is named Howard. By now nearly everyone is looking at us.
Ma'am, can you please keep your voice down?
Oops, sorry.
She apologizes loudly. So much for staying inconspicuous. Howard makes his way over. He looks rather defeated, face drooping and shoulders sagging. I figure he's the woman's husband.
Yes, dear.
Wow, his eyes look dead.
I was just talking to this girl here about history, and I was wondering, does the name Texas have anything to do with the Aztecs?
No.
Since the words sound kind of similar?
No.
I don't think so.
Huh, go figure.
She cackles again, beside her Howard sighs. For his sake, I hope her family is loaded or something. Every time she laughs, the baby on her chest bounces, but the lucky kid sleeps right through it all. Maybe he's used to this.
Anyway, I must have left my manners back in Wisconsin. My name's Linda.
Of course.
This is my husband, Howard.
Of course your name is Linda.
This little chimp right here
She trusts herself and does the baby towards me.
is Dino.
Dino!
It's the cutest name.
Okay, that is actually a cute name. I can't even say anything bad about your baby. I just grunt in response. I'm trying to see around her up to where the guide is alternating between shooting Linda death glares and trying to narrate the walk. If he said anything useful about the canyon in the past couple of minutes, I've missed it entirely. Glancing over at Marina, who's pulled away a couple feet, it looks like she's enjoying my torture in struggling silence. Tears have formed at the corner of her eyes, glittering in the dying light. They're the good kind of tears. The kind from laughing too much. Her hand is smooshed over her mouth and she's shaking with the effort of staying silent. There's no way I can let her get away with that, especially since I need to get closer to the front for now. I grab her arm and tuck her over into Linda's line of sight.
I'm Jane.
The enthusiasm in her voice is so forced.
And this is my friend Lacey.
Lacey! I use fake names just to be safe. Marina limply shakes Linda's hand, which has grabbed hers. The mirth has vanished from Marina's face. Good.
Nice to meet you.
Linda pumps her arm like a guillotine, grinning broadly and yet still managing to walk.
It's so good to see young people taking an interest in nature and history and all that. Are y'all from around here?
Are y'all from
We're
around
originally
here?
From Tennessee.
Are y'all?
But moved to Wisconsin and
Y'all from around here? Not really. Having been properly introduced, I leave Marina to suffer through their family history. I shift away and walk ahead, passing by most of the tour group so they can better hear the guide. For a while, he talks about the wildlife and history of the park. After a couple of minutes, though, the lesson becomes more relevant.
We'll be coming up on the Mummy Cave ruins here in just a little bit. That's one of the better-known sites in the canyon. 700 years ago, it was a bustling Poblonian village. We can't get too close to the ruins, so unfortunately it might be a little too late to really see them clearly tonight. While the Mummy Cave itself hasn't ever been open to the public.
That's all I needed to know, so I start to slip back towards Marina. It looks like she's still being held hostage by tales of Wisconsin family adventures. Linda notices me approaching.
Oh, Jane, there you are. I was just telling Lacey about one of the cows I helped birth when I was younger.
Why am I not surprised? I'm not sure how the conversation went from introductions to co-birth in such a short span of time, but I'm not curious enough to ask. When I rejoin Marina, she mouths 2 words.
Save me.
I don't know how to get out of this one. Annoyance aside, it'll be impossible to slip away with Linda's attention on us. But it seems we're in luck. As we go around another bend in the road, something more interesting than Marina and me comes into view.
Oh, Howard, look! This is it. This is one of those mummy ruins I was telling you about.
Linda elbows forward, moving ahead of us.
You girls make sure you get a good spot. You're gonna want to see this, even if it's dark out.
Do we? She forges ahead, husband trailing dutifully. As he passes, I think I hear him say sorry, though I'm not certain. Once out of earshot, Marina makes a sound like a train letting out steam.
Oh my god. I thought I was gonna explode. My ears or my head or my brain or something.
Saw you laughing and figured it wasn't fair if I was the only one who suffered.
I'd take it all back if I could. Seriously though, first she was talking about herself, then about her kid, then about her childhood, and then she started talking about growing up on a farm. Somehow she ended up going on about cows having babies and how messy it all is.
It is messy.
I don't even know.
It's the same, like both. It's like cow birth is messy, horse birth is messy, all of those are messy.
What, you're not interested in that stuff?
Ew, no! Gross, gross, gross!
She wrinkles up her face as she says it. I giggle, but then turn serious real fast.
Okay, but listen. Because it's dark, the group probably isn't gonna stop to look at the Mummy Cave ruins for very long. So we'll have to wait until we can sneak away again, and then go over there ourselves.
How far away are they?
No idea. I can't see from here. Just follow my lead again.
Got it.
Alright. We've been at the very back of the group the entire time. The people right in front of us are much less interested in us than Linda was, so I don't think anyone will notice if we go missing. When we reach a railing, the guide stops to point at the ruins. They cross a small valley, a couple 100 yards away. In the darkness, it's almost impossible to see them. They're just a dark smudge against the even darker backdrop of a mountain. Marina and I are a few yards away from the group too. I pretend to inspect something on a rock, though there's nothing there. As the short speech ends and the guide starts to lead everyone on again, I dart behind a rock and crouch down. Marina quickly follows. I can see her start to say something, but I cut my hand over her mouth before she can get a word out. Silently, I shake my head. Marina nods twice, so I uncover her face. In my head, I count to 60. Once a minute has passed, I peel myself away from the rock and stand back up.
We should be safe now.
Marina's face lights up and she claps her hands. I notice that she's taking out the journal page with the hiding spot again.
That was so cool! It was like something out of a video game where you just sneak away.
Ah, you are in a video game, you silly girl.
I guess so, but we still can't be noisy.
Thank you for the hider
We're
time.
not gonna be that far away. No flashlights
And the pad.
either.
Woo! Jesus. This close up, I can see her face fall at that.
Don't worry, I'll be right beside you.
Are we just gonna hop the fence and walk over there?
Unless you have any better ideas.
I mean, if you can fly, you are free to fly.
What if they catch us?
Then they'll throw us out.
We're not gonna get arrested for trespassing or anything, are we?
You can just say that you lost the group and you were trying to catch up or something.
Nah, that'd be too much trouble for them.
I say that, although I don't actually know.
Okay.
The uncertainty in her voice is obvious. I grab the paper from my hands and stuff it into my pocket.
Let's go. The longer we wait, the more likely it is that they'll notice us missing.
I stroll over to the metal rail, hoping that I sound more confident than I am. Honestly, this is pretty risky and more than a little stupid. But it's also exciting. I duck down and underneath the rail. After a moment, Marina does the same. We are officially out of bounds. Across a small field, I can still just barely make out the shape of the ruins. They sit close to the mouth of a large cave that runs up the mountain like a scar.
Okay, come on.
Ooh. There's an incline, but it's not too bad. Next to me, Marina spreads her arms out for balance, but I'm confident enough to not need to. Crossing over to the ruins themselves will be the riskiest part. There's no cover, and anyone who happens to look over will see us. We just have to hope that the tour group has moved to somewhere without a line of sight on us.
Okay, hurry.
I grab Marina's hand again and start to run. She struggles to keep up, so I slow down a little bit. It takes maybe 2 minutes from one end to the other. When we reach the far well, Marina's breathing is strained.
Don't do much running, do you?
Not it.
Oh. Every word is punctuated with a pant. I'm winded too, but fight my lungs to not show it. I have to look strong for Marina.
Ready for the fun part?
Is it actually fun?
Not yet. We've still got to get up there.
Oh god. I point to the lip of the cave, a good 50 feet or so above us still. Marina's face goes pale as she stares at the sheer rock wall in front of us.
We're not gonna have to climb that, are we?
Ooh, dinner time! Nice. Hope you have a nice dinner.
How else?
I'll wait a second for the shock to hit the face before I laugh and shake my head.
Just kidding. Come over here.
A short distance away is a slope, somewhat steep but not too long. It leads up into a part of the cave close to the ruins.
We actually do have to go up this one.
Her face still looks doubtful.
I don't know if I can get up that.
Sure you can. It's easy. Look.
I hike up a couple steps. Dirt and a bit of gravel tumble down past my feet, but it's mostly stable.
It's almost all dirt. If it was loose rock, we'd be in trouble.
Still looking uncertain, Marina takes a careful step up behind me, then another. She slides back down a little bit with each step.
Try to spread out your weight a little more evenly. You don't want to lose your balance and fall over.
By doing what I say, she's able to reach where I'm standing.
Good job. Now just do that like 50 more times.
Marina groans, but I've already started. I glance back behind me. She's trading only a couple steps back. For her worrying, she's doing okay. I'm just about to compliment her when I feel the earth shift beneath me and my foot slides loose. With a yelp, I lose my balance, arms flailing as I try not to fall. Then, faster than I can process, Marina's arm shoots out and grabs my sleeve. She tucks me back upright.
Thank you so much for the fall. Welcome. Hope you have a nice night.
Are you okay? Oh my god, is your ankle alright? It's not broken, is it?
Panic is clearly painted across her face.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I would like to say, oh, you don't break your ankle that easily, but on the other hand, I feel like wrong steps can very, very quickly actually get you to breaking something. The only thing injured is my pride.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Good save.
We climb up the rest of the way together, but slowly. At the top, both of us stretch and catch our breath.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Yeah.
Besides the part where you almost died, maybe.
I fell a little. Calm down.
I didn't almost die. Besides, that's what I have my sidekick for.
She gives me a playful shove.
Hey, I told you, I'm not the sidekick here.
Eh?
Uh-huh. You'll still have to earn the title of captain. Or commander. Whatever it is. And you can do that by finding this thing before I do.
Alright. Now that we're actually up in the ruins themselves, it's more clear just how tough this is going to be. The cave stretches a long way, like a deep scar in the mountain. Delicate clay buildings, some barely as tall as we are arranged throughout. They say this was a village, but it's hard to imagine anyone living here. Everything is so cramped and small.
Where do you think we should start?
Hard to say. It won't be anywhere obvious. Remember, people have been studying this place for decades.
Yeah, and we're going to find it in like 5 minutes.
What if someone already found it? Like a long time ago.
I shrugged, but that's probably impossible to see. The sun has now gone entirely down, leaving us in shadowed darkness. I wonder why Marina doesn't seem bothered by it this time.
If they did, then I haven't heard anything about it. We've just got to start looking. Try to be careful, though.
I feel bad being here. Maybe this was a bad idea.
Be super careful then. And watch for spiders.
No! I flick on the spare flashlight and pass it to her, just in time to see the look of disgust at the mention of spiders. We split up, staying close to each other but not overlapping where we look. I get down on my hands and knees, shining light into every corner and cranny that I can. I worry that our lights might be visible from a distance, even though they aren't very powerful. The only alternative would be sneaking over in broad daylight, and we'd be much more likely to be caught then. I'm not finding anything except dirt. I brush my fingers along the clay bricks in hopes of finding a loose stone or secret compartment, but there's nothing like that. Nearby, Marina's doing the same thing. She's hitched up her dress so that it doesn't drag on the ground, and I force myself to look away rather than stare. She offers quite a view, though. After a moment, Marina giggles. I'm not sure why. I haven't spoken at all because I don't want our voices to echo in the cave and give us away, but silently searching gets tedious fast, so I decide to try whispering.
What's so funny?
I don't know. Everything, I guess? I was just thinking
Oh,
how
no.
weird this is.
She's scared out of her mind, isn't she?
Like, it's just so random, you know?
Alright, Aristotle.
Who's that?
Never mind. But yeah, it is kinda crazy.
Deciding that the building I was scoring is a lost cause, I move on to the next one.
I know it's probably not a big deal for you since you do this stuff all the time, but this is honestly the most fun I've ever had.
Why do you think I do this stuff all the time?
Destroying ancient Native American landmarks?
I'm being careful. Super careful. But just in general, being out here on the road. I thought maybe I was making a mistake when I left, but not anymore.
I'm glad.
And I am. I really am.
Guess it worked out well for both of us.
I can see her from here, but I know she's smiling. And she giggles again.
Oh, Amber, you're a big old softie after all, aren't you?
She is.
I'm not.
You are.
I take it back. I should have left you on the side of the road.
This time we both laugh. After that we lapse back into near silence, just the sound of us crawling around, occasionally moving to another building to search. Soon the happy atmosphere starts to dissolve as we start getting frustrated. Or at least I do. It takes maybe 20 minutes before we've looked over all the buildings. There aren't too many and climbing over them isn't that hard. Combing, not climbing. But we don't find anything. Not even a clue or a hint that we're in the right spot. Sighing through my nose, I start double checking some of the larger homes. All the crawling and bending is starting to take a toll on me. When I straighten up, my back is sore and sweat presses my head to my forehead. We should have brought some bottles of waters with us. I lean against the rock wall and massage my shoulders. Marina finishes up a building, then joins me. She's biting her lip, frowning a little.
Any luck?
Nope, nothing. You?
We both pause, silent.
So, that's it, right? Like we've checked all the buildings?
Can't be. We must have missed something. I'm going to try checking out the cave itself.
Oh, she just stands there. Watches as I head over to the far side. I shine my flashlight up and down and up again, examining every inch of the rock. There's gotta be a crevice where the gold is stashed. Or some other hiding place. There has to be. But none of the cracks are wide enough or deep enough for something like that. A few minutes later and I pass by Marina, still in the same place. I check her face as I go. Her eyebrows are furrowed and she looks worried. I keep hunting. Images of Mariah triumphantly holding up the gold spur me on. Just the thought of her smug grin pisses me off. When I reach the other end of the cave, I double back and check it again. And again. Finally, Marina pulls away from the wall. I hear it, but I don't see it.
Amber, come on. There's no way.
Her voice is a knife in my heart. It hurts because I know she's right. I sigh and flick off my flashlight. Standing there, I look at the invisible ground and have to admit the truth to myself. It's not here. There's no treasure to be found in the mummy cave ruins. Either we got it wrong or someone beat us to it. Whichever the answer, there's nowhere else in here that it could be. Oh, second piece of treasure is an achievement I just got for this. I make my way back to Marina slowly. I can feel stinging tears of frustration beginning to well up in my eyes, which surprises me. I'm sure Mariah would be laughing at me if she was here right now. Abruptly, I stop walking towards her and spin around. I don't want Marina to see. There's a sound of crunching dirt as she walks over.
Amber?
There's worry in her voice. I shake my head. I don't know if she can see. She lays a hand on my shoulder and 2 tears manage to leak out of my eyes. I shake my head again.
Amber, it's okay.
No. I'm sorry. I screwed up.
Aww.
I was wrong. There's nothing here.
I know there isn't. Seriously, that's okay.
You were already extremely lucky to find the first part of it. I sob, not even knowing why. Damn it. Get a grip, Amber. I wrench my eyes shut before the waterworks really start. It burns, but I manage to hold back. Taking deep breaths, I get myself under control. Yeah, this is definitely drawn by someone else. I sink down to lean against the wall of the cave. Marina does the same. I'll close at Dusty from being on the ground so much. Marina pokes me in the side.
You okay?
It's nice. I love the artwork. I draw a rattly breath.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. I don't know what that was about. I just got super frustrated.
Yeah, I could tell.
Can it?
I flicker gently on the knee.
But, that was kind of embarrassing.
No, it's okay, really. I cry all the time at home. Don't worry.
It's just... It's like losing. Not finding the treasure, I mean. So I'm mad for wasting all our time on this. Aren't you?
No, why would I be?
She sounds genuinely surprised.
Because now we're behind on the next one, too. What if someone beats us to all the rest of them?
Now you sound like me.
Oh god, is there a cure?
Meanie. But really, I had fun, so I don't think it was a waste of time. Even if we're not, like, super rich now. I'm glad we came
already
here.
found a bit of the gold. Once again, I don't even have to look to know she's smiling. She's always smiling after all. It's one of the cuter things about her, and there are a lot of those. But I'm afraid to look up and meet her eyes. Afraid because of what I've been starting to feel lately and how I've been thinking of her. Oh! It's stupid to get bothered by this now, I know. We've been together all day. But right now, when I'm already being over-emotional, I feel like it'd be a bad idea.
Amber?
And then, by reflex, I do it anyway. I look over and I was right. My heart flutters a little, but the smile I was anticipating has been replaced by yet another look of concern.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it wasn't so bad.
She brightens up immediately.
For real?
Mm-hmm. I'm good now. Still, sorry for freaking out there for a sec.
It's okay. Don't feel bad.
Groaning, I stand up again. I'm definitely gonna be sore tomorrow.
We should get out of here, though. Longer we spend, the more likely we are to get caught.
Yeah, I'm already surprised you weren't caught yet. It's been probably 45 minutes or so since we ditched the tour group. Hopefully they didn't get search and rescue out looking for us. I offer my hand to Marina, who's still sitting on the ground. She takes it, and I hold her to her feet. After dusting herself off, we both walk to the edge of the cave. It's impossible to see anything. Even the trail across the way is invisible from here.
Watch your step going down the hill.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to almost die again.
Going down the hill is easier than going up, though we still have to be careful. We make it to the bottom without incident. We don't risk the flashlights until we're back across the fence and on a trail. Now that we're not out of bounds, it doesn't matter if people see us.
Where do we go now?
I think about it for a moment. There's not much point in catching up with the tour again. Besides, it's probably ended by now. Still, if they did notice that we disappeared, then it could be bad for us to just leave the park. The last thing I want to see is our faces on missing person posters the next time we stop at the gas station. But they've got a 45-minute lead on us, and I'll only go if you were to try and find them.
We'll just go back to the parking lot and get out of here. If anyone asks, we can just say we left early.
Thank God. I was hoping you'd say that.
How come?
I'm so tired.
Mood.
Same. My back's gonna hurt for a year.
At least you have the comfy bed.
Hey, you could always... grab some more pillows from the closet if you need.
There are more?
Oh yeah. Gramps liked to have a zillion pillows when he slept.
Oh.
She sounds let down. Oops, maybe I shouldn't have made that connection there.
Don't worry, they weren't like his special pillows or anything. You can use them.
Alright.
Damn, she really starts to worry when I mention him. Guess there's good reason for that. But right now, though the thought is a familiar jab of sadness, I'm not about to break down. I'm doing okay for now. We quiet the rest of the way down the trail though. Without having to stick to the slow pace of a guided tour, it's actually a quick walk. There aren't any other hikers out, which surprises me. It's dark, but not that late. As we reach a parking lot, it seems like we had perfect timing, or maybe perfectly awful. Spilling out of a trailhead on the other side is a tour group that we were briefly part of. I recognize the tour guide as well as...
Oh, there you girls are.
Linda. She came from a blind spot before we had time to hide. I don't even try to force a smile as I turn to face her. She strolls up to us. Dino's still asleep. Howard's nowhere to be seen though. Maybe he's in the car.
I was hoping to see y'all before you left.
Yeah, we were pretty tired, so we came back early.
Oh, I'll bet you are.
She winks at me like she's in on the joke. Problem is, I don't know what the joke's supposed to be.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
Don't think I didn't notice you two running off now. Figured you were, you know.
You know? I don't know, ma'am. That's the problem. I don't know. She laughs and shakes her head.
I think that's good, though. Reminds me of me and my Howard when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
We used to sneak off every chance we got, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, warm? My face starts to turn red as I realize what she's thinking. Marina's probably tomato colored, though I don't turn to look. Very progressive right
We weren't... I mean, we're not.
No need to be embarrassed or anything like that. Besides, at least you won't get pregnant.
She laughs heartily, the baby in her chest bouncing with emotion.
Sorry, though.
Ma'am?
I'm a bit too nosy for my own good. Y'all girls be safe out there. It was nice to know.
Ma'am! Ma'am! She grabs my hand from my side and pumps it in a vigorous handshake, then does the same to Marina. Neither of us react, still dumbfounded. Then she heads off towards the sea of cars, more of a puddle now since most have already left. I turn to Marina. As expected, her face is scarlet.
Wow.
Well, okay, but to be fair, I'd rather have her thinking that they sneaked away from the group to, you know, get frisky, than her seeing us sneak off and into the ruins.
Right? That poor baby. And that poor husband.
I didn't think people like that were real. They only existed in books and movies and stuff.
They say the desert does weird things to
They
your
are
head.
real. They are.
Well,
I don't know
maybe
how to live.
Wisconsin does.
But they are real. I shrug and start walking back towards the RV. I'm glad that Marina doesn't push the topic of Linda's misconception. I unlock the door and let Marina in first. We're one of the last ones here. Before I pull the door shut, I take a fun look around Canyon de Cher, or what little of it I can see. It may have been a bust, but like Marina said, it wasn't a total waste of time. Oh, nice! And it gives me a transmission scene, which means it's a perfect place for me to stop for tonight. That is great. That's oh! What the fuck did I just press? Alright. We're back. We're back in the RV. That's nice. I should finally make a save. Greetings from Canyon de Cher. Okay. I would like to go back to the main menu. Yes, I just saved. Thank you. Nice. Well, I like it. I definitely like it so far. It seems like it's going to go somewhere very interesting. I do hope that they find more gold though. Like, we already got one spot where there isn't any. That's a little sad, but could still get something going. Alright. Alright. Guess that's gonna be it for tonight though. Because I'm already over 3 hours. Plan for the rest of the week. We're gonna continue Disco Elysium on Friday. We're gonna continue Yakuza Kiwami on Saturday, and we're gonna continue this game on Sunday, the usual. That was great so far. Thanks for streaming that. Thank you for coming. Hope you had a good time. Thank you for a nice stream. Thank you. I hope you all have a nice night. I'm gonna get some rest now because I'm tired. And I'll see you all on Friday for more, you know, our Thai keeps talking to us and trying to solve a murder. Alright, let me set all of this up. Hold on. We do funny here and funny there. And the raid. And I can't type. There we go. Here is the raid message. Never mind. It's not the raid message because that's the wrong fucking... that's the wrong command. Because I'm stupid. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you all soon. Until then, bye bye. Good night. Sleep tight. And see you soon. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.